Yo, what's up, guys? It's Xander, and to my right is my co host, Jay Styles, and we are the Player's Perspective. This is our second podcast, and we're going to be talking about the Twitch and Kick stuff that's going on. Lots of drama, lots of heated stuff going on right now as we speak with XQC and Pokimane, so we'll get into that, and we might have a little bit more topics. I'm not sure. Depends on how long this section will take, so hope you guys enjoy. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All right. First off, what we're going to talk about is what is Kick? So, Kick is a potential rival right now in the streaming realm for Twitch. And I think a lot of big Twitch streamers, and I think Twitch itself is getting really concerned right now about the potential for Kick. And we'll get into some of the beef between the Twitch and Kick streamers later, but we'll talk about what is Kick first. So let me pull up the Wikipedia real quick.
Bro, that's like some East Coast, West Coast rap stuff, you know what I'm saying?
What's that?
It's like Tupac and Biggie rival.
Yeah. Okay. I don't get that reference, so I don't fucking know, bro.
You never, I guess you're not that big of a rap fan.
Yeah,
East Coast, West Coast, bro. In the 90s, it was all like New York versus California.
Oh, that
East Coast,
yeah.
West
Okay.
Coast.
Well, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry about my lack of knowledge for that type of shit, bro. I apologize. All right. Kick is a video live streaming service backed by Stake.com co-founders Bijan Tarani and Ed Craven and streaming personality TrainWrecks. So TrainWrecks was a big Twitch streamer at one point in time, had a falling out with Twitch and moved to Kick. And I will explain that in a little bit. But Kick was founded in 2022 as a competitor to Amazon-owned Twitch with a focus on looser moderation and high revenue shares for streamers. And we'll talk about the splits shortly. So, yeah, Kick, as of June 2023, Kick averages 110,000 live streams per day, apparently. Interesting. And it
decent.
Yeah, 6 months ago. And so it's been having a little bit of problems with their service, but you know, it's only a 6-month-old project. It's not like a big, well, I guess it is. It has gained sort of a big name now as being a potential rival, but just starting out.
It's getting a lot of publicity right now. That's the thing.
Yeah. All right. I do want to briefly mention TrainWrecks because TrainWrecks was a big, well, he is a decent influence on Kick's platform, and he was on Twitch, and he had to leave Twitch for basically being banned and other things. Personally, I think unfairly banned, but it's been a while since I've looked into this stuff. So I don't want to talk about this early 5-day ban. Let's see. Began streaming Among Us. Quickly gained popularity. I actually remember watching it. I think he played. Who did he play with? I thought he played with Toast in them. That was actually pretty funny. I watched a lot of those. Did you watch a lot of the Among Us streams?
Yeah.
They were pretty funny.
Back in like shit. That must have been like 2020, 2021-ish.
Yeah. And and I forgot to mention 2019, the Scuffed podcast came in, and the Scuffed podcast covered a lot of political stuff, and I think that's where the beef came in with Hassan. So I think that's where the falling out with Twitch really started to happen. There was a big controversy with gambling and stuff, and TrainWrecks was doing some gambling things. I'm not sure if it was slots or whatever, but he got there's a temporary ban on, I think, all gambling, or maybe it was just the crypto gambling. And I think he got banned temporarily. And during this whole situation, he's beefing with Hassan and Pokimane about why gambling's bad. And this will tie in later on to when we get into the Twitch and Kick beef. So once stake.com was banned, which I guess was a big sponsor for TrainWrecks, he decided to move to Kick, and he's been with Kick ever since. All right. So now let's talk about the controversy with Twitch, their big oofs, so to speak, that's been going on recently. Should I pull up the Penguins?
Bitch, better have my money.
Yeah. Should I pull up the Penguins video?
Yeah.
Okay. So the biggest thing right now was they took it back, but their branded content policy. And we'll just watch a very short portion of Moist Critical's YouTube real quick.
So just so everybody's aware too, this video was posted like last week or 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that.
Let me just... 2 weeks ago, actually.
Okay, yeah, so 2 weeks ago.
There's a new policy on Twitch that was announced today that will legitimately destroy the platform, with the majority of streamers choosing to go elsewhere if it goes into effect. Now, this was announced like 3 or 4 hours ago, but I decided to wait a little bit to see what Twitch would respond with, because the backlash has been considerable. Everyone is rightfully furious about this, and I just kind of wanted to let it all simmer, let Twitch kind of marinate in this witch's cauldron here and see how they would respond to all of it. So I went and played basketball, which is why I'm very sweaty right now, and I've just got home, and it turns out they did respond. I expected them to respond with something like, "Our sincerest apologies. Earlier this afternoon, we were coming down with a severe case of big fucking idiot disease. Turns out one of our employees replaced our water with plutonium and stupid juice. So we had radioactive brain rot when we came up with this idea. We're scrapping it. We're sorry." That's what I expected. But they went in a different direction. They went with a very pathetic attempt to save face and backpedal. So we're just going to go over this whole situation from top to bottom here. It was revealed today that Twitch has put sponsored content and branded content in their crosshairs to try and...
Okay, so the logo's 3% of the screen, so that little space there.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of ridiculous. Really bad for sponsors, especially streamers get most of their money from sponsorships. So
I mean, I'm going to be honest, though, like, I don't understand at all why Twitch is like why? You know what I mean? Like, it only helps your platform. Like, just because you might, like, the platform itself may not be making money directly from that ad, it's still helping. It's still making you money indirectly. Do you see what I'm saying?
Because it's bringing revenue,
because it's still bringing revenue, because that streamer is streaming and hopefully growing.
Yeah.
So it's still technically growing your platform. Like, I don't understand that whatsoever. Now, I could understand if they didn't want like the entire screen to be covered. Like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But the fact that they can't have any, like, that is just, I honestly do not blame the streamers that are leaving. Like,
could you imagine a 10-hour stream of just an ad?
Yeah, like, that makes sense. Like, that makes sense. Like, of course you don't want the entire screen to be filled up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the stream or the ads that Twitch runs, those are your whole screen. You can't even see the streamer watching when they run ads.
Yeah.
So it's like
they really should implement. I thought they were thinking about it at one time where they would have like the ad like in a corner or something like that, off to the side where you can actually watch the video still.
I did hear about that. I think the problem with that is like
not much attention.
Yeah, like the companies or whatever it may be that is paying to have their ad ran on Twitch, of course they're not going to want that, because no one's going to pay attention to it. Yeah. So it's like, I can understand why that they wouldn't do that, but I did hear about that. I don't know if it was ever talked about.
Maybe they should find the stream to ad ratio that would actually make it
catch somebody's attention, but still be able to watch the stream you're watching. Like, I don't know how many times like I've been watching a stream and then they're in like a really good part of the game, and then all of a sudden now you have an ad break, and it's like, oh, well, I just missed the best part. Like,
and it's only gotten worse. With one of Twitch's recent policies where they were telling partners and stuff that they had to have a certain amount of ads to, I forget exactly what it was, but it basically increased the amount of ads by like tenfold. There's even a meme of.
Let's be honest about it though. Like, a lot of people just run ad blockers anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I would guess the majority of people run ad blockers.
Probably.
Like, I don't know the statistic, obviously, but I would guess that the majority of people who know what they're doing or have been on computers for a long time, they probably run an ad block. Like, I know people that run ad blocks on their phones. Like, like, I would guess that maybe not the mobile app. Like, a lot of people probably wouldn't run ad block on their
I don't even think you could. If you like for the specific phone app, maybe if you looked it up on your browser, but I don't know if you could actually run an ad block.
Right. I'm just saying, you never know. People find their way around shit, but
it'd have to be like some jailbreak or something for their phone. All right, let's. I think we only want to watch like 2 more minutes of this.
Fucking slap. So, formats permitted with the new guidelines on branded content on Twitch are logos on stream. So, branded overlays are limited to 3% of screen size at most. So, any branded overlays can only be 3% of screen size. That means, like, if you have a G Fuel sponsorship or something, you can only have, like, G Fuel in the 3% of your screen area. You can no longer have burned-in video ads, meaning you can't play like your own ads during it or ads of another brand that's working with you. You also can't have display ads, so like banner ads, which is a big one because a lot of sponsored game streams require banner ads, which completely removes that, which is a huge hit to most streamers. We'll get into the specifics in a moment. And then you can't have audio ads played during streams. Now they clarify what is allowed, which is branded panels on the channel page or...
It's such a big crackdown. I don't understand.
But didn't they take this down, though? That's what I was, like, confused about. Because didn't they, like, say, never mind, we're not going to do this, or...
Basically what happened when they got a shitstorm of reactions, they were like, we totally did not mean what we meant in our new content policies. And I'm like, bro, you're backing out because everyone hates it.
Yeah, but I saw that, like, they said, oh, we're gonna take this all away. But then, like, somebody to test it out went and made a new Twitch account, and in their terms of service, it was still there.
Really?
Yeah. So
they could just be lying.
Yeah, so I'm like, I don't know if it's still there now, but I did.
Yeah, it might have taken a second to take it down.
I think I saw that on Twitter. I'm not even sure where I saw that, but I saw it was like, it was a meme. It was like when Twitch says they're going to take it away.
Yeah.
And then you read the terms of service and then it just like, it showed it, but I was like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. All right.
Showcasing products in the stream background or links to other sites that promote things, discussing, endorsing, or unboxing products, and playing sponsored games. The last one's a little silly considering that when you play sponsored games, part of that package almost always includes at least one of the things that is now forbidden with the new policy changes they're toying around with. Now, all of these are huge changes. A lot of streamers have talked about this. I've talked about this. The vast majority of revenue a streamer generates is through sponsorships, whether it's sponsored game deals for like X amount of hours streaming a game, or just ancillary partnerships with other brands that you will promote during your stream. That's where the majority of streamers' revenue comes from. Like almost all of the top 500 streamers, that is their biggest driver of revenue. Subs and donations are a small part compared to sponsorships. So Twitch targeting that is like the only decision they could make that legitimately would drive all of their top 500 streamers elsewhere if they can no longer pursue partnerships comfortably on the platform. This is a platform destroying moment. This is up there with Tumblr banning porn, or that day that OnlyFans decided they were going to ban porn. It is it's Armageddon for the platform. This would sink Twitch, without exaggeration. Let's talk about
that's the thing,
some
is
more
he's not exaggerating. Like, that's true. Everything you just said is true. Like, it will literally destroy the platform.
Yeah, I mean, what's the incentive? Like, if you're not going to be able to get sponsors,
you got to pay more than.
Yeah.
Like, see, that's the thing is, like, I think each person or each creator that is partnered with Twitch, I think they have their own, like, contract. Like, there's no way that, like, one of the smallest partnered streamers has the same contract as the biggest partnered streamer.
No way. No.
So, like,
no shot.
So all of, like, the small partnered streamers would have to be paid a lot more, and so would the biggest streamers, obviously.
Yeah.
But it would be astronomical.
And Twitch doesn't even have that freaking money because they're just.
I mean, they are backed by Amazon.
Yeah, so, but they're just. Money, but... We'll get into that portion later. Yeah. But they are draining money from Amazon. Like, they're not making any money.
Yeah.
I kind of want to just see what specifics he wants to go over real quick. If there's anything important.
Specific examples. Tournaments, video game tournaments, or even just any general events could no longer function on Twitch because for those tournaments to exist, they have sponsors. And as part of those sponsorship packages, the events, like a Smash event or a Valorant event, are obligated to play those sponsored ads during the event, which has now entered Santa Claus's naughty list here on Twitch. It's illegal. You're going to the fucking slammer. You're going to jail if you play a sponsored ad during your stream from these policy changes. So let's take, for example, Valorant. Valorant has an eBay deal. So during intermission in between games and Valorant broadcasts, they play eBay ads. Not anymore. Not anymore, Buster. You can't do that shit yet, you outlaw. Listen here, Bubba. No more of that shit. Now, there's something very interesting to note here is that YouTube actually has a similar policy that a lot of people are bringing up to compare the two right now. But Twitch's enforcement and the way that they spoke about it seems very different than the enforcement of YouTube. And from everything I've read, YouTube doesn't really enforce this policy even at all to begin with. It's just kind of there as a blanket in case things get exploited or misused. But either way, there is something comparable on YouTube, but not nearly as egregious or as frightening as what Twitch is proposing. Now,
I think that's all. I didn't even know that, but with YouTube,
I didn't know that they took away the banner ads. That's insane. Yeah, they took away banner ads. Not YouTube. Twitch.
Okay. What was the next thing? Okay, so yeah, let's move on to. Well, let me bring up the other streamers who are complaining. So, Emiru, who's part of OTK right now. I saw Asmon Gold and a lot of big streamers talking bad about these branded content guideline, and they took it back once all these big streamers came up and sad shit.
That's the thing is, like, Twitch is always trying to do some, like, sketchy, like, we're not gonna let any of the creators know type stuff, and then they just drop it. They drop a bomb on them. I feel like they do this like once a year.
I find it so weird that they don't like consult with some of the top streamers. Like, I don't understand. They just drop random policies, and like, your management obviously doesn't know what they're doing. You should at least, if your management doesn't know what you're doing, you should at least ask the streamers, like, is this a bad policy? And Charlie, get Charlie on there. He'll tell you what's fucking good.
Oh my god, he'll be like, are you guys drinking dragon ball sack juice or something?
It's rotting your freaking brains out here. And then TrainWrecks also called out their, which is another thing. So we'll get into the revenue splits for each of the streams in a little bit, but everyone knows that Twitch's is 50-50, but there's also a 70-30 policy for partners, and apparently there's some loopholes around that, and TrainWrecks brings it up in this right here. 70-30 sub split. To reiterate and paraphrase, gifted subs and prime subs don't count towards streamers qualifying for the program, but gifted subs count when it comes to the 100K threshold that pushes people back down to 50-50. That's just pure greed and obvious that this is nothing but posturing. So I'm not very familiar with it, but it sounds like in order to reach the 70-30 split, you have to get 100K, and this seems like a massive...
they don't qualify, and they don't qualify the gifted subs and prime subs, so they don't reach that number.
Yeah, it's an I feel like that's like an insane amount of...
That's super high.
Yeah.
That's super high.
Yeah. If this is actually true, that is a crazy loophole.
Yeah, that's insane.
All right. Are we done with Twitch bad? I think that's the last Twitch bad thing.
Yeah.
Unless... Oh, I guess... Well, he just commented on it, but we don't have to go over this.
We could really talk about how bad Twitch is for a few hours if we really wanted to.
Yeah. I mean, the site's been shooting itself in the foot for like the past... I don't even know how many years. Like past couple years at least.
Yeah, I mean... Let's be honest, like, I can see why some streamers are upset, like Twitch streamers are upset at the biggest, like some of the biggest streamers are leaving. It's because like they feel like they're solidified in the space of Twitch. Like they feel like they are the biggest on Twitch, so of course they don't want the platform to die. I mean, they don't
want to leave either, because
they don't want to leave.
That's their platform basically,
right? So they kind of feel like they have to start over. But if your fan base was real, they would just follow you to the next platform. So something's telling me that you're scared that you're not going to be as big on the next platform.
Yeah. When
really, streamers should be looking at it as like a challenge to not start over, but to be like, I'm going to challenge myself to see if I can go to this platform and dominate like I do on this one.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, though, I understand, because it's like I've done all of this work on this platform. Why would I leave now?
Yeah.
Why fix what's not broken? You know what I mean? So I kind of understand.
Well, that phrase would work if the site wasn't actively trying to break itself every month or so.
That, but like at the same time, Twitch does have a lot of things going for it. Like Twitch is the biggest streaming platform. So Twitch, they kind of feel like nothing's going to happen to their platform because they still have the leverage. Like they still have some of the biggest streamers in the world. Like just because they lose a few doesn't mean, you know what I mean? They're not all going, like I guarantee you not everyone's going to leave unless Twitch absolutely shits the bed. Yeah. So I can kind of see where they're standing too. They're kind of solidified in the space. Like I said, they're the biggest streaming platform there is. Everybody knows Twitch. Like it's where people go to get some of their podcasts, where people go to watch their best games, just to talk, stuff like that. So they know that they're solidified. I just think they have to kind of give more to their creators. That's literally all the creators are asking for, and they've been asking for that for years. That's the biggest problem.
Yeah,
they've been asking and begging them, and they just won't do it.
That's the thing, is that's why people are leaving right now, is because Twitch isn't listening to the actual content creators, and it's like the content creators brings everyone to your fucking platform,
right?
So why aren't you at least taking some of their input? Mm-hmm. Like, I understand not taking input from every single streamer, because I mean a lot of these streamers, for even if they have like millions of views, are idiots. So
right,
but if they're all saying the same thing, like, hey, this is stupid, why are you doing this, Twitch? Maybe you should listen to them.
They do listen to them once it's like the entire community from top to bottom is in an absolute uproar. And literally Twitch is about to fall. Like it's like the only time it's like, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. That's not a little mistake, buddy. That's like changing the whole entire view on Twitch.
Well, that's the thing, is I feel like they're on a sinking ship and they're putting up patchwork, like duct taping the holes on the side of the boat and like trying to barely keep it going. And just like, no, you need to actually go dock it and repair the fucking boat.
You need to make the big changes. They're like still sailing in the opposite direction of land.
Like, no, we're cruising, bro. We're cruising. We're chilling. Okay. What's that? Well, I guess we can get into why Kick is the biggest potential rival as of right now. So it's got, the biggest thing is they have really big names, and the biggest name that got signed for 100 milli XQC
over 2
unbelievable
years, mind you.
Over 2 years, non-exclusive contract, absolute insane contract for XQC, and he's like one of the biggest streamers. Although I think a lot of people don't like his chat, all of them hate the juicers. His chat is like the juicers. Like, they're a well-known community on Twitch. And
I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I just did that, and I've never heard anybody say the juicers in my entire life.
The juicers.
I was just mocking them for no reason.
I mean, it's pretty funny because have you ever watched XQC?
No, I haven't. That's what I'm trying to say. I didn't even know they were called that. That's what his community was called. I mean, obviously I've heard of him, but I've never even watched one of his streams.
I'm not like a big fan of him, but I do like watching some of his clips and stuff because I think some of the stuff he says is so stupid.
It's funny.
And it's so funny. Yeah, I'm not a big fan, but definitely there are some gold clips that I like from him.
That's funny.
Okay, so let's look at the other streamers that are. Oh, this I thought was funny. Destiny thinks Twitch should pull Twitter and hire a new CEO and fire most of their staff.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Like, actually, why not?
Yeah, like, actually.
It's not going to hurt your company.
You know what's weird is I saw that the Twitch, I think it was Twitch, the Twitch CEO, he live streams sometimes. And he has like an auto ban mechanism in his Twitch live stream that if it says anything about unionizing, it's like automatically taken down.
That's hilarious.
It's so funny. Let's see. Oh, I guess I had too much. Okay, so Amaranth joined Kick. She's definitely knows how to do business. I will give her that. She definitely knows how to play in the business world, even though I think she's a thought, a Twitch thought. Well, I guess she's a Kick thought now. But she got signed. She was the largest female streamer on Twitch in 2022, and she's got a huge simp following. Crazy.
Figures?
Yep. Just for licking mics and being in hot tubs, so. Yeah, we got that shit right here, buddies. You guys want that? Drop in the comments down below if you want the slurpy into the mic.
No such shit, though.
But what was I gonna say? I'll bring it up just real quick. The Amaranth. So, if you don't know this, I don't know, it was like a couple months ago where she was on Twitch and she came out and said that her husband was making her doing all this like Twitch thottery stuff to make more money. And I don't know all the details, but she was basically saying that her husband was being. I don't think she was saying physically abusive. She was just saying like, just forcing her to do stuff that she didn't want to do. In regards to the Twitch streaming stuff to make
Sounds
more
like a
money.
genius. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's a joke. That's a joke.
And then
don't cancel me.
Well, so the thing is though, is that she went as soon as she went to kick, she was in a hot tub with 2 other chicks again. So is her husband still making her like that's what, or I guess her ex-husband now, but that's what everyone's calling her out on, anyways.
I was gonna say it sounds like she needs to get a new husband.
Yeah. But I mean, she's still doing the same stuff, so who knows? I don't want to speak too much on it because I don't really know the whole situation. I just thought it was funny. People were pointing it out in the Twitter comments.
Hey, Amaranth, my boy Lucid Vision 72 single.
Oh my god, that's my gamer name. If you guys didn't know.
He won't make you do weird things on Twitch.
On Twitch, yeah, specific. I mean, those weird things are going down, but
my bad. On Kick.
On Kick, yeah, true. Okay, so lots of big streamers moving over. They also have Aiden Ross, who gets, last time I saw, I had 55K. So they do have a decent amount of like big streamers that pull a ton of views. And the more streamers they get from Twitch, the more and more of a potential rival Kick is looking. Now, we're going to get into the Kick versus Twitch. What are the pros and cons? Obviously, a huge con right now for Kick is that they were unable to support XQC. His stream crashed immediately, and well, I don't know if it was immediate, but his stream crashed. The site was not able to handle it, and yeah, so big issue.
That's due to high volume, right?
Yeah, high volume.
Okay.
Yeah,
I just
high
wanted
volume.
to make sure that it wasn't like another issue that I was unaware of.
No. It was just the amount of volume, the sheer volume that XQC brought himself.
Right, yeah.
And Pokimane and Hassan were talking to him about, it can't even support it. Well, it's literally a 6-month-old company. Like,
right, yeah.
You have to give it time to actually build itself up.
Bro, there's games that were made or in the works for years, and they release and they can't stand the volume. It's like,
yeah.
Which I understand that's different, but still.
Yeah. I mean, scale wise, it's a lot bigger, but I mean, the servers always crash. Anyways, I want to see if you think this is true right here. Choose your own adventure. 50-50 revenue split. Best community. Best interface. YouTube. That's for Twitch. YouTube is 70-30 revenue split. Okay community. And okay interface. And Kick 95 to 5 revenue split. The best revenue split. But the worst community, worst interface, and Aiden Ross.
Yeah, that Aiden Ross one. I love how Twitch and YouTube have 3 and they have 4 just to add Aiden Ross.
Yeah.
They had to add that Aiden Ross on there. But yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. I can't even say they have the worst interface because their interface is so similar to Twitch.
Yeah.
I would say YouTube has the worst interface, and that's just my opinion. I've streamed on YouTube before. It is horrendous. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's not even okay. It's not okay. It's garbage.
I don't even think Twitch has the best community. I think, well, I don't know.
YouTube probably has the best community in my opinion.
I feel like I've been on so many, like, I've seen so many shit on Twitch where like communities are beefing and they're like doxing people and all kinds of shit. And it's just like
Toxic.
so super toxic. So I won't even say it's the best community. Now, I'm not sure about Kick, because Kick also has a pretty rough community because it's all the edgy meme lords who think they're being funny by saying, like, typing slurs in chat and stuff. So
let's just be completely honest though.
Yeah.
No platform has a perfect community.
Yeah.
There's no platform at all that has a community that doesn't troll, that doesn't say toxic, disgusting things.
Yeah.
Like, they're all the same. Let's just be completely honest. I would say
Yeah.
YouTube has an okay, like in quotations, okay community, but that's only because of the sheer volume they have. They have who knows how many people on their platform every day. So of course there's going to be bad things being said. There's going to be bad things being done. But that's only because of how many people are on that platform. Kick and Twitch can't compete with YouTube on that. And it's obvious. They Kick and Twitch are a streaming platform when YouTube is more than just a streaming platform.
Yeah. I heard. So I was hearing XQC. I'm gonna keep going to the XQC thing that I was hearing. They were basically saying that there's no, and they're not working towards like bettering the live stream. The only thing that they're really pushing out is the VODs. So they allow live streaming. They have live streaming just so that they can have VODs on there that then they can push out. So the VODs are the real like source of views and stuff, which, you know, makes sense because YouTube is a video, recorded video service.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about how long YouTube has been around. Like, I mean, Twitch has been around for a long time too, but YouTube has done everything. Okay, I can't say everything because I don't know, but they have done most things the right way. They pay their creators. They don't put some weird new rules in every once in a while. Like, I don't know. And if they do, it's small things. It's not things that's like completely platform changing like Twitch tries to do.
Yeah.
So I feel like Twitch is always trying to get ahead of their streamers. Like, they're constantly trying to like one up the streamers. You know what I mean? That's what it just feels like to me.
Well,
Like,
you mean like they're trying to get more and more of their income one way or another.
They're trying to
pull more and more money off.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like YouTube doesn't do that. Like, I feel like YouTube wants their creators to make money because they understand that that's who is bringing them the money. Twitch doesn't understand that. Twitch just, in my mind, Twitch thinks we are the platform.
Yeah.
So we are bringing the people to the content, but that's not the case at all. The creators are bringing the people to the platform. I feel like, I don't know, that it's not that hard to understand. And maybe I'm just overthinking, and maybe I'm just looking at it from a weird, the outside looking in, but that's what it feels like to me. Like, I feel like Twitch feels like they're bigger than their creators. That's just my opinion.
I mean, that might be the case. Their management is
it's garbage.
And another thing about Twitch is that was brought up, their discovery for like small streamers is very low. Like, it's very hard to actively find small streamers with small communities. Like, the top people on every single gaming thing is going to be, I mean, the smallest amount is probably going to be like 100, 200 views. It's going to be at the top. But for big streamers, it's going to be like 50K, 20K, like all the way down until you start getting into like tens and like
one viewer
and shit. So like, their discovery is ass.
Yeah. But I mean, I will be honest about this one. That's kind of hard to regulate. because of how many people started streaming. Like everybody and their grandma streams now. So it's like, how do you, because it's, see, but if you already have a community, see, that's where it gets tricky. Because if you already have a community, you shouldn't be listed first. It's just that simple. Like, yes, you still want them to grow, but they're going, like, they already have a community. They kind of need to grow themselves. Like, yes, the platform should still help, but not as much as it should for like the small streamers.
I wonder if they should do this. You tell me if you think it's a good idea. If they, for like every game or whatever, whatever the streaming title is, right? They have like the top, I don't know, top like 20 streams all listed in their own category, and then on the right, like say on the left it's all the top ones, and then on the right is like discover these small channels or something like that. Something that like puts them out in the like forefront for the viewer to actually, like, for the user to see. I don't know.
See, I don't think that's a bad idea. The only thing with that is like, if you're new, let's say you're new to Twitch, you're not going to want to go watch a small streamer. You're going to be like, okay, let's see why this streamer is technically like the top rated streamers, let's say. Like, you're not going to want to go check out the smaller. So I feel like,
well, some people like seeing small streams just for their interactability. So like you can interact with a lot of smaller creators.
That's true, yeah.
And maybe, I don't know. I don't know how they solve that issue. I feel like that could be like half of a solution. I don't know if that could be like the whole solution.
Mm-hmm.
But having like separate tabs or something to at least try to boost the smaller streamers makes sense to me.
Yeah, they definitely have to do something, because nobody's going to sit there and just scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll until they get to the, you know what I mean? Like, especially if it's like a popular game that everybody is streaming, like they don't want to scroll all the way to the bottom to find somebody they can interact with. Like, they're going to go to that streamer that has 100 viewers, 200 viewers, who is still actively engaged with the chat and can still answer most of the questions and things like that. So, I don't know. I think that's something that unfortunately every platform is going to have an issue with at some point, because not everybody is going to have a huge community. It's just impossible. There's just not enough people for it to be possible. But if you're a good content creator and entertainer, you will eventually be seen and found and build your own community. It's possible. It is. But it's going to take a long time. Like, I guess I don't really want to use anybody as an example, because I feel like the games that people play are a big reason why they become big. You know what I mean? Like, the game kind of helps them. But also, it's got to be the content too, because that's the whole point of being the entertainer, being the content creator.
So I guess I will use XQC as an example, because XQC used to be like one of the top Overwatch players, and he started out with a following because he was such a big player in Overwatch,
right?
And then people started liking him for his content because he speaks really fast, he says dumb shit, and he, like, I don't know, he just has a interesting
he has a unique personality.
Yeah.
A lot of people, and obviously I can't speak for everyone, but a lot of people like that, you know, if it kind of matches their personality, or if they kind of can relate to like how that the streamer is, then they're going, you know what I mean? They're going to like that person. If somebody thinks he's funny, or somebody thinks the streamer is an idiot, they might even watch him because they're like, oh my God, he's so dumb. Like,
I think that might be the case for Aiden Ross.
Like, sometimes hate is good too, you know what I mean? Any publicity is good publicity.
Aiden Ross was talking to Destiny, and he was like, He's basically reading off his chat. He's like, yeah, my chat's calling me an idiot right now. They all know I'm dumb. That's what he said.
No, really? No, not you.
Speaking of Aiden Ross, we might want to get into Kick's biggest liability.
Yeah, let's talk about that because it's listed right there anyway. So let's talk about that.
So, Aiden Ross. Now, I've seen some, a lot of bad stuff because everyone wants to push hate on Aiden Ross. Like, he's just a easy kid to hate, I feel like. You know, he's a big Andrew Tate bro, so that's definitely one of the reasons.
That's the first red flag.
Like, yeah, I mean, like I said, I think he's too big. I honestly think, because I watched his discussion with Destiny, I honestly think he's just too big of an idiot to understand why what Andrew Tate was doing was bad. I watched Destiny try to talk to him, like run it down several times, and his like brain wasn't like making the connection of like why it was bad. I'm like, this kid's a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
like, he's so dumb.
But one thing that like sometimes I think it's a persona. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I feel like he's not actually that dumb, but he wants to like put that on because it's like what's made him big. Or he's just an idiot. I don't know. I've never met him in real life, so I don't really know.
I think he might play it up a little bit, but I'm pretty sure this guy's like he's not working with too many brain cells up there.
I mean some of the things I've seen and heard, and I just like I want to shake my head at it because I'm like, oh my god, like I really hope he doesn't believe that. Like some of the things that I've heard him say, I'm just like, I've never claimed to be the smartest dude in the room in my entire life, no matter what room I'm in. But I'm telling you, that kid is,
Let's just say, if you pick anyone in the world to be in a room with that kid, that person would be the smartest kid in the room.
All I gotta say is he's got more money than I do, so I'll just stop talking about him now.
Yeah. Well, you know, the kid's good at networking, so he got in with that whoever basketball player's kid that and got him tied in with a bunch of basketball players and rappers and stuff. But all right, let's get into it. So, and I guess one last thing about the kick. This was the chat.
Oh my!
I forgot to mention this. They do not have the speed for the chat.
I see that.
Let me full screen it.
Oh my goodness!
it's going so fast. Chat, please stop typing.
So when are you gonna start being able to trade Bitcoin on there, bro? That's what I want to know.
I don't know. It looks like one of these.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought that was like Bitcoins.
Yeah. Or maybe that's his username? That might be the username. Because it says first Bitcoins, and then it says second Kyle and Errors.
Oh, that might be, that's probably the username of whoever donated or whatever.
I think you can do donations though with crypto, so.
Oh, that's dope. Bro, I need like 20. Bro, I need 20 shares of Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I need in my life, honestly. 30 if you can do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. just a couple of Bitcoins. Yeah, we should make a Patreon or whatever we can get Bitcoin on.
Just give me, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll split it.
I'll drop my wallet in the description below.
Like, give us 10. We'll split them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll take 5. He takes 5. Like,
all right.
I won't be greedy. AR-15 the demon.
Yeah, this is his whatchamacallit, his alt account on. Sorry, I was just making sure that the recording was good. This is his alt account on Twitter. RF15 the Demon. I actually saw this account a couple times in my feed. I had no idea it was him, if I'm being honest. I had no fucking clue.
Damn, he joined April of 2022. That's like a whole year ago.
Yeah. Well, this is his second account.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's had a second account for that long, just burner.
Yeah. So his second account has been removed from Kick's verified organization on Twitter. So if I pulled up TrainWrecks Twitter, it would show Kick right here. So they removed.
Oh, okay, yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. The new Twitter stuff that came out where like it shows the company. Yeah.
I feel like that's so cool. Like, come on, you have to admit something. Like, if you don't like Elon Musk, some of the stuff that was implemented with the new Twitter, like I like the little Kick logos, and he even added. I don't know if this was on the old Twitter. It probably was, but he even updated the POTUS,
I saw that,
the symbols. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so following his controversial
Twitch stuff, I meant to say Twitter. I didn't mean to say Twitch.
Yeah, Twitter. Following his controversial tweets aimed at Hassan and Jake Lucky. Now, I don't really care for this Jake Lucky guy, and I definitely don't care about Hassan. But
no, that's your guy. That's your fucking guy.
That's my fucking guy. But Aiden Ross was making bad comments. Like he was begging. He literally was begging Hassan. He's like, "Please, Hassan, kill yourself." It's just like, bro,
that's bad for business. I can tell you that much.
You're a big figure for your streaming platform. You shouldn't be making the platform's reputation drop because you're telling people to kill themselves. He did the same thing to Jake Lucky. So that he was just beefing with him. I know he hates Hassan. He even banned Hassan from Kick. I don't think you should be banning. Even though I hate Hassan, I don't think you should ban Hassan because you don't like him. Like, ban him if he breaks the policies on your streaming site. But if he doesn't do anything, then he should be able to stream whatever. It doesn't matter. You know, he's just a.
And honestly, that's also bad for business because now all of the Hassan followers and everybody likes to watch his videos or his streams. They're not going to go to your platform. So it's bad for business all around.
Do we really want the Hassan chat? That's the real question.
I mean,
no, I'm joking.
But I'm just saying, like, anybody that, I don't know, like I said, any publicity is good publicity. So if I was him, I would just shut up. I would want him on the platform. Chances are, you know, if he's that big of a piece of shit, he's going to do it for the money anyway. So we'll see.
No, Hassan. I don't think so. And the only reason why I think so is because his ego is massive.
Through the roof.
Through the absolute roof. Banning 12-month subscriptions. Like, people who have, like, literally purchased a 12-month subscription being banned from his site because they disagreed with him on whatever topic that he's talking about. And it's just like, what are you doing? Like, that person gave you a 12-month subscription and you're banning them? Like, come on. They made one disagreement and you're like, permaban, get permabanned, never coming back, see you, fuck you, don't want to see you ever again. He literally says that shit, bro. He literally says, get the fuck out of here. He goes, suck my dick, get the fuck out. That's what he said. That's
Kim Jong-un, bro. He's like, oh, you think I take shits, do you? Bye.
See ya. Get the fuck out of here.
See ya.
All right. Next with so the brand risk thing is manager talking about why rappers don't want to be on his thing. So let me turn this down. You gotta listen to this combo, bro. Can you hear it though?
Yeah.
Oh, like, where's Drake's stream? Where's Future's stream? Where's Uzi's stream? Where's Travis' stream? Get me some people on my stream, bro.
Yeah, I would be getting you guests if they all weren't afraid to, like, be seen with you. It's insane. Like, your reputation is just so toxic. Like, no one wants to be anywhere near you. Like, Drake is literally streaming with, like, a guy on here who averages like 4,000 fucking viewers rather than getting on your shit. It's like really sad.
Wait, so it's because of a brand risk?
Duh.
Why do they care though?
Oh yeah, they don't want to be associated with a guy that's saying like fucking having like Nazis on his stream.
I stopped having Nazis. I stopped doing it.
Alright, but you still were doing it, dude, and you were fucking, I mean, you're very closely affiliated with Andrew Tate, so a lot of people are afraid of that. Just in general, like, you know, these guys are afraid of their reputation.
Yes, bro. Like,
So there you go.
Bro, is he that dumb? I'm a brand risk. Who cares? Who cares? I'm a brand risk.
Yeah.
Get me rich, Drake. Let me fuck up your reputation, Drake.
Yeah. So you want to know who the Nazis were that were on his stream? Apparently,
Do I even want to know?
well, I mean, it's Kanye. Or sorry, my bad. I dead named him. It's Ye now.
Yay.
Ye, and Nick Fuentes, who you don't know who Nick Fuentes is, do you?
No.
He basically he is a big alt-right streamer, and I forget what stream. I think he streams on DLive. I think that's where he streams on, because it's the only site that will let him stream. And I don't know if he actually I guess now he's been outright saying it, because he's been with Kanye and shit, saying all the like he was on Alex Jones with Ye, saying a bunch of just racist Nazi stuff, anti-Jewish stuff, and he'll basically hint at it on his streams. Like he'll I don't know if he's a Holocaust denier, but he like makes those jokes all the time, and he's like always insinuating that like the Jews are bad, basically. And yeah, he's just a piece of shit. And his community are called groypers. So
oh my god,
the groypers. So if you ever see someone say groyper, then you already know they're a Nick Fuentes fan.
that's hilarious.
But
the other thing that bothers me about this Aiden Ross video is like he thinks it's funny. Like when he's like, I stopped having Nazis on my stream.
Yeah,
he had like this weird grin on his face. Like,
yeah.
Like, bro, grow up.
Yeah,
Bro,
I don't know.
he's fallen into that trap where he just like constantly needs clout. Like, that's not how you build a career.
That's probably what it is. He's probably just trying to drum up clout and stuff like that.
That's exactly what it is. Why do you think he's like, where's Drake? Where's Future? Like, bro, you need the biggest people. Like, you can't do it yourself. That's just what you're proving.
Yeah. Well, he can't do it himself now because he's such a huge brand risk.
Fucking brand risk. He's the definition.
Yeah. So that is one of the biggest kick problems right now is Aiden Ross. Now, I do want to show a lighter side of Aiden Ross real quick, just so that we're not just shitting on him. But, well, let me show this real quick, what he actually said for Jake Lucky. Jake Lucky deserved to be stoned. He spelled stoned wrong. To death. On God, you need to be bullied. Jesus.
I'm going to bully him for spelling stoned wrong.
STOAN.
I wonder if he was stoned when he tweeted that.
He probably was. Yeah. Okay, so I'll show a lighter side. I thought this was really cool. If he did more stuff like this, he wouldn't be such a brand risk. He gave this disabled streamer a full-time streaming deal with Kick, and I hope that the actual video is here.
That's awesome.
It's really cool.
This is the most wholesome thing this kid's ever done in his life.
Timestamp 422. I'll just back it up right here. He's talking with his mom and stuff. This is coolest thing that Aiden Ross
The
has
first
probably
thing
ever
is
done.
this. Mom,
Let me a little bit.
step in for this one too. You know, your mom loves you a lot, and she, I know, she looked out and she really gave me the information to pull up on you today. So, thank you, moms, for that. I appreciate that. And Jake, like I said, man, I love you, bro. You're a legend. And so what I went ahead and did was I contacted, you know, the streaming website he's on, is Kick, and I got the boss to give you a full-time Kick deal.
That is awesome, dude.
So now your full-time job will be Kick. You're gonna be getting paid by the hour, bro.
That part, give me. That's what you always wanted, right?
Don't leave mama hanging. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh.
This is your dream, bro.
Oh.
You got your dream now, bro. This is your dream.
Oh. Oh, let's do it 3 hours. Oh. Oh my God.
Yeah, he gives them like 10K, I think. Oh, 15K right here.
That's awesome, dude.
So pretty cool. Coolest thing Aiden Ross has probably ever done.
Easily.
Yeah. I'll never talk shit about that. Like, that's pretty cool of you.
I respect him for that. I'd like this much respect for him now. About that much.
Yeah.
That was definitely probably the most mature thing he's ever done in his life.
Yeah. Yep. I think he also gave his security guard a car too, which is pretty cool. So yeah. So there's the lighter side of Aiden Ross. If you never.
Yeah, we can't just completely shit on him. Come on now.
Yeah, if you never. I mean, he probably gets so much hate online that no one really knows that he does like cool stuff like that. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. You're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, so we can start getting it.
Real quick, that's one of the things that I was kind of saying. Like, I feel like he puts on that front. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like he's actually a lot more mature, but he just does it. He acts less mature and like a child for clout. He's just like, bro, it's like what 6ix9ine did with the rap game, bro. He just went out and pretended he was a thug and like, you know, he's an entertainer. He knows how to entertain. You know what I mean? That's all it is.
Yeah, I think he probably likes the controversy. He probably gets a kick out of it. So he probably drums it up a lot more. Oh yeah. But I don't know if he's necessarily mature, because I mean, obviously that's still a pretty immature thing to do, is to drum up controversy just because you like to do it, not realizing like what it's going to do to your company's branding and shit.
Right.
But
because I'm a brand risk.
But
really?
I mean, yeah. But he can still do some pretty cool stuff when he's not drumming up Twitter and kick drama for whatever reason.
Right.
So we can talk about a little bit with I don't know if I want to cover too much of the Twitch kick streamer beef, but before we get into the Pokimane thing, I will say this. I think one of the main reasons why because Hassan and Pokimane were beefing with TrainWrecks, who again owns like a third of Kick right now, or not a third, sorry, he's the third largest shareholder of Kick, my bad. They got into a beef with him about the whole gambling stuff, and Hassan hates TrainWrecks guts. So that's some of the stuff that's actually backing a lot of this Twitch Kick beef. Now, XQC has been ragging on Pokimane for this new Kick versus Twitch take, and it's pretty bad. Hassan's been trying to run it back, like trying to backpedal it, try to reword it so Pokimane doesn't sound pretty dumb here. And yeah, I think XQC has really fallen off with a lot of the other Twitch streamers, especially Hassan, obviously. Because Hassan and him beefed a while back because he didn't go to a creator clash. It was so stupid. It's like, bro, why did you come to creator clash? You could have made me way more money if you were there.
That's hilarious.
But I think he kind of, because Pokimane was doing intermediary stuff between them. She is known as the face of I don't want to say. She's like the PR. She's the PR for Twitch.
Okay.
She puts on her PR voice and really tries to work the Twitch sympathy, I guess.
Keep doubting Kick, it's already taken over. Fire emoji. Respectfully, people that say stuff like this, you don't understand that Kick makes Twitch money. Like, Kick is using Twitch's services. And if Twitch really wanted, they could just stop giving these services to Kick. But right now, they're just sitting back like, thanks, I guess. But also...
Let me clarify this. Amazon provides the services that allows both Twitch and Kick to be able to host their streaming sites. So all the servers that Kick and Twitch run on are owned by Amazon. So they have a lease. So they're not
making Twitch money.
It's not making Twitch money. You're making the parent company money, but that's not making Twitch money. Twitch isn't making shit. It's making nothing. It's literally going in the negatives.
Right. Yeah, that's...
Okay.
So, honestly, I don't really care that much. Yeah. Well, AWS is Amazon and Twitch is Amazon, so...
no.
In a way, it is.
So, she had a backpedal on this.
Yeah.
But I just want to go over this. Oh, she said she doesn't really care. That's what she said. If you don't care, then why are you worried so much that XQC is leaving? Yeah. She joined. I don't know if you want to actually watch part of this. It's like a 12-minute clip where
let's watch it.
Pokimane and XQC actually like talking it out. We might want to cut out some of it because some of it's not relevant to the topic. But it's just an interesting combo. Yeah, and she's really worried that XQC is leaving. So let me go back to this. XQC Pokimane.
Oh Nana, what's my name? Listen.
Oh Nana, what's my
name? Listen. I am not even mauled, okay? I'm not kidding you. I am not mauled, okay? I'm just telling you, okay?
I don't think you're mauled either.
The things you're pointing at, if you're gonna go there, you gotta send it. Otherwise, you gotta send it. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you.
X. You're being debated right now.
No.
Really bad.
No.
Wait, let me just hear me out. Hear me out, and then you can fully disagree, okay? Just give me
Okay. I think right here on this part, they're specifically talking about a tweet that Pokimane made. Okay. And I believe she took it down, though.
Okay.
Yeah, so because I checked both her main and her whatchamacalled?
Burner.
Or yeah, her second account or burner account, and I couldn't find it, so she must have taken it down. I think this comes off a little snaky, only because of how it was phrased. She brings it up in a little bit. I guess I'll just say it real quick. So basically, in the tweet, she was saying, I wouldn't move to kick based on my own principles, but it's okay. This is what she was trying to say. XQC can, because it doesn't go against his own principles,
right?
Relating to the whole gambling stuff. So, to me, the way it sounded kind of sounded like I'm more principled than you.
Right. Yeah. It was like talking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he brings it up, and I don't know if she meant it that way, but definitely comes off that way, and she does kind of sound snaky in this clip.
A minute or two, okay?
Yeah, go.
Whatever clip you saw, let me tell you in its entirety what I said, okay? I said if me, personally, if I switched to kick, that would very clearly be hypocritical and a move that I do only for money, right? Considering the stances that I've taken in the past against crypto gambling, etc.
Okay,
right?
But what's the link?
I was saying, for me, I think that would be a bad look. But for X, someone who's always been for that, it makes more sense. That's all I said.
Yeah, you see, the main problem that I had with that initially, right, is that the whole idea. So people, I think it's a very, very low hanging fruit to go with the argument of like linking kick to gambling, because a lot of people are doing it, right? And it makes a lot of sense because oh guys, it's
real quick, when they say gamba, they mean gambling.
Okay.
Also, I want to say I feel more inclined to be distrustworthy of Pokimane. Well, not that I'm trustworthy of XQC, but just because I do not have any like faith in any of these top streamers. I feel like any of them will lie if it can garner them more attention, money, or whatever. And so I have a very hard time believing
anything anyone says.
Anyone on like big on Twitch says, if I'm being honest. And even smaller people on Twitch. Like I feel like it's so toxic, like the Twitch streamer community is. Yeah. And I feel like everyone's fake. So that's just my opinion on it. So I might be a little biased here.
It's some of the management and some of the people from Stake. So
that's their entire funding.
Okay. Right. So are you for inhumane conditions for working and no union and all of that? Are you for that? Is that where your morals land?
I get it, dude. But proximity to those kinds of things matters a little bit. Is Amazon perfect? No. But what is this whataboutism?
Huh?
I do not think that's fair to call whataboutism. He's literally just calling it out on hypocrisy. Like, you're admonishing him while you're also part of a streaming company who's tied with another kind of like...
It's worse.
Yeah, I mean...
It's worse. They literally stopped getting paid and shit for... Well, I don't know if it's still that way, but I remember seeing a post a long time ago about, like, they stopped getting paid if their work got behind. Like,
really?
What? Yeah. Like, what?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. That's a shit company, if you ask me.
Yeah. And I don't like this proximity argument because... Well, XQC brings it up in a little bit, and I agree with him on this point. If you're a small company that is just starting out and you need like a big, beefy company to back you, like obviously the proximity between you and your parent company are going to be a lot closer than Twitch and Amazon, but still, I mean, Amazon is pretty closely linked to Twitch. I mean, you can get the Prime Twitch Twitch Prime and get all the skins and stuff, the drops.
Yeah.
And listen, that's your take, right? You're saying for you, maybe Gamba a little bit bad, Amazon a little bit bad, so you're comfortable doing all these things, right? For me personally,
see that phrasing.
Mm-hmm.
She's literally painting him to be like a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're fine with all that. Bitch, you're fine with at least half of that because you're the one who's like, come on, bro. Like, she's totally trying to slander him right here.
Taken such a strong stance against what Stake does, for me to take money that comes literally directly from crypto gambling would be so silly.
Okay. Okay. And I feel like once I win the argument there, and you're just gonna go post back to saying, well, it's the unregulated one. Oh, there's some on Twitch? Well, these aren't as big. And well, Twitch is on trying to ban these ones. And well, and it seems like we're always moving the goalposts somewhere else when the argument's gonna lose traction. I think that's what this has been about pretty much. That has been the only problem.
I've seen a lot of people say, like, you know, moving the goalpost. My whole point with what I said is just saying that the goalpost has remained the same for me. I personally don't want to be affiliated with crypto gambling. I'm not for it. Do I love gambling in general? No, but I don't want that issue to become worse. That's it. So actually, the goalpost has remained the fucking same for me. If I started dick riding Kick, then the goalpost has changed. Then all of a sudden I'm like,
you do dick ride Kick, or not Kick. She dick rides Twitch though.
Yeah.
Like, that's all she's doing in this. And Twitch still has, like, so many fucked up things about it. Like, I don't understand.
Well, Kick isn't Stake in and of itself, so it's okay. That would be the goalpost changing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that in it of itself, for your thing, kind of makes sense. I don't think that's what the goalpost was at. But okay, listen. I think the main point in all of this is that you weren't there in those talks, so I get you're working with lots of information overall, right? And I think you're making conclusions that are a bit too quick, right? Because
please tell me, what are these conclusions? How are they wrong?
Okay.
Bro, he said conclusions. He said that faster than any word I've ever heard anybody say in my entire life. Conclusion? Like, bro, I can't even say it that fast, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, he is a fast speaker.
Bro, that was wild. I didn't even know that he said conclusion. Like, literally, I didn't even hear it in its entirety. It was just like... Play that back, bro. I gotta hear that one more time.
And I think you're making conclusions that are a bit too quick.
He does say it really fast. Yeah. This is not on this is on regular speed, so it's not sped up. That's how fast he talks.
Bro, I don't even know how she understood that. If I was her, I would have been like, can you repeat that one more time? Because I did not hear you. Alright, go ahead.
Right? Because
please tell me, what are these conclusions? How are they wrong?
Okay.
Like,
I feel like everything she does, it's probably because I don't like her. Just like the way she sounds, like oh, please tell me. Like, I feel like
I'm more than happy to know.
So you know something called like a roadmap?
I don't believe a word
there's a
she
roadmap
says.
and there's a game that makes updates. Like they have a content roadmap. You know what that means?
Yes, they're plans as
Yeah,
a company.
a roadmap,
I know what
right.
a roadmap is.
Right.
I've co-founded 2 companies.
Okay, so the roadmap for the website and the roadmap that I was in talks with, right? At first I was kind of like in the same idea as yours, right? And I started understanding that is not the goal and not the plan, and that is not the direction that they're going, and probably never will.
So I think what you're trying to say is that they are not looking to continuously profit off of crypto gambling. You know, they want to create other revenue streams. They want more of their revenue to come from perhaps streamers or subscriptions.
Oh shit! Steak always will. I'm sure Steak will, right? I'm sure that website will not. Steak will not become some charity thing. No, that will always remain gambling. But what I'm saying is that
What are we arguing?
Huh? Because Steak isn't Kick. Do you not understand what I'm saying? Is that Kick is Kick? This is like, it's a project. It's a thing that they're doing.
If Steak wasn't Kick, why is Steak funding them in their entirety?
Wait.
See, companies can have other projects that aren't related to. I mean, you could make. I mean, she makes the argument later on, but you can make the argument that they want to use Kick to funnel people into the gambling site, but I don't know if I believe that that's just what they want to do. I feel like they really want Kick to be competitive on the streaming market. I don't think it's just a funneling.
But
site.
that doesn't make sense, because it's like, okay, Amazon is a completely different company than Twitch, but they back them completely.
Yeah.
So her argument is already, you know what I mean? She's contradicting herself.
Yeah.
It's literally the same thing. Okay. So gambling in her eyes is like the devil's work, clearly, because she's like, my stance on gambling is different than yours. I got a big ass bug in here.
I don't know. I feel like she really does believe it, and she's not just trying to take like the moral high horse. But I wonder why she's so like against it.
So like, okay, I get it, but you should be more against people who are working and have to piss in bottles because they can't stop working. That's what you should be against. Like, don't be worried about what people are spending their money on. Be more worried about your cousin that's got to go to work for an Amazon distribution center and can't go take a piss because if he gets behind, he's not going to get paid. That's what you should be fucking worried about. Okay? Like, in this case, her argument, Amazon and Twitch are worse than Stake.com and Kick.
Yeah,
real quick, hold on. I'm about to fucking kill this bug that's in my shit.
Okay, go ahead. I'm leaving this in.
I don't know what kind of fucking bug it is. It's a tiny little gnat looking motherfucker though.
Get him?
Got him! Alright,
nice. What was I gonna say? I think
you see that little fucker?
Oh, I see him. I did actually see it. Kick. So I feel like what you're saying is it's other people like wanting to go gamble. Like no one's like I guess you can influence the amount of people that go to gamble, but even then, XQC has already said he's not going to promote it on his stream, so he's not going to be directly funneling it into Stake. Like if people want to go off and gamble, like
it's their decision.
It's up to them. Yeah, it's up to them. I mean, you can make the argument that they shouldn't be promoting it to kids, but then what about fucking Twitch promoting Fansly, which is a pornographic site to kids? Like, come on, bro.
She's being so contradictive though, because, well, in my opinion, I don't even think she cares. Like he was like, "Oh, you support, what Amazon does," and she's like, "Okay, I get it. She didn't even say she didn't support it. She was just like, "I get it. I understand. I get it."
Yeah, I think she's in it just for the cash and
for sure,
and her ego. But
sure.
I mean, maybe she's that against gambling. I don't know. I mean, maybe she had a family member that like
maybe
lost it all.
But at the same time, like I understand too that you don't have to work at the you don't have to work at Amazon if that's the case. But I mean, shit is hard out here. Some people don't have a choice. It might be all they have. They don't have a choice to go to a different job. So but if you're broke and you're gambling, yeah, you have a choice whether you can spend that money or not. You know what I mean? Like, there's a huge difference there.
Yeah, that's money in your hands that you're willingly to just
Right.
go bet. Like, come on.
Right. And yeah, people do get addicted to gambling, but people get addicted to drugs too. I don't know
Yeah,
what to tell
addicted to
Like,
alcohol. Like,
Right.
what? You don't want to, like...
it's a decision. It's a decision. So, I don't know. She's just already contradicting herself in the first 5 minutes of the video. So,
Yeah.
Are they
Okay.
different things? Yeah, but you can't just ignore the link between them.
Okay. Let's say I'm a lottery winner. I win lottery. All the gamblers, they buy lottery tickets. I win the whole thing. I win $1 billion. I put half of it, 500 mil, into making a competitor website. Are my endeavors clouded by Gamba? Are my things delegitimized by it? Is there budget for?
Steak did not hit the lottery. I don't think that's a fair analogy whatsoever. Steak made the lottery.
Okay, but at that point, if somebody uses the fund that they have, right, a portion of it, to making a project that is on its own, it's a standalone project.
I think Pokimane is right, but I think there is a point to say that if he won a bunch of money from a lottery and then also like built a streaming site off of that, and people like know that the business owner like won all their money from the lottery, I feel like that would push people to actually go to the like lottery and try to make it big so that they can start their own business.
right.
Or something.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean, she's right. It's not as direct with Stake and stuff. But I honestly don't give a shit. If I'm being honest, I really don't care. Like Stake, if they want to build a streaming site and they actually want to be competitive with Twitch, like, I mean, that's fine. I don't care if it comes from gambling or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Project to be a competitor of Twitch. Why?
You can't compare one person hitting the lottery to to a company that owns a crypto gambling website.
Okay.
That's just not a fair analogy.
So since you're all about the numbers, I'm sure you know how much money the people actually made off that website, right?
I don't. How would I know that? Do you know?
It's
clearly over 100 million.
It's pretty public. Yeah, they have a lot of money, and you understand that the project is not a crazy amount in comparison, right? The whole thing is not. It's not a lot in comparison. It's like a fun project, right? And from my understanding, having talked not the train, not degenerates, actual people at the top, right? They want to make a good product. That's it. They want to make
for them. That's great.
Okay. And when the product is standalone from Gamba and nothing is linked directly to it in whatever fucking capacity you want that you want to make, and the people that are signed, nobody does Gamba, everybody signs to just make content and be about live stream, then what the fuck is the problem?
I'm not trying to tell you objectively or not if Kick is a problem, okay? I'm just saying personally, the position that I hold in this industry, the things that I've stood for and against in the past, I personally would not make that change due to where the money that is funding Kick and all of the streamers that it signs exclusively comes from. I am not okay with that root source and the proximity to it. That's it. And if someone else wants to make a different decision, or the website becomes good and people enjoy it, that's great.
Well,
I'm just speaking personally to me.
Yeah, and I get that. Except then you spoke for me, saying I'm okay with those things when I'm not okay with that concept. The way you put it, that's not even why I was in it to begin with. So like you kind of just spoke for me.
What concept are you not okay with?
Oh, that I'm somehow like morally bankrupt for the decision that I made or whatever. Because
wait, I didn't call you.
You 100% fucking implied that. She's got her fucking PR voice going on and acting like she didn't fucking imply it. You 100% did imply it earlier in the video, in this video, and on on her own Twitch stream, so I don't even fucking want to hear
morally
it.
bankrupt? I said this is where my morals and ethics stood in the past, and it would be weird for me to change my stance on them just being offered multi-million-dollar contract. I specifically said for you, you made a, I mean, you did partnerships with Stake, whatever, you've always been okay with that, right? If you think that that's morally void, that's you.
And then I was also
You see that?
Yeah.
That is such a snake tactic. Like, I didn't say. I mean, it sounds like you have a problem with it.
Yeah.
I didn't say you had a problem with it. Like, I don't know.
After learning and in talks, I've understood that I genuinely believe, and I wouldn't have signed it if this was a whole 2 gamble operation. I don't think you understand it. I would have never signed it because
Does your contract have a stipulation?
Nope,
that
zero.
says you need to
If you sign an NDA, I'll show the entire thing, right? And I'll give you the right.
Fun.
And I'll give you the right to say whether or not there's anything of gambling in it.
That's kind of fun.
Be careful though. When there's NDA though, it means that you can't say shit about anything, which is kind of, you have to be careful. Because
I didn't know that.
Well, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, of course.
I would give you the right to say that there's no gamble at the end. That's it. If there is, if that's the truth. Otherwise, not. Sounds fair enough?
I mean, sure.
Okay, let's do that then.
First NDA pog.
Okay.
Okay, regardless, do you now understand what I was saying? And how... It's not only that it was impersonal towards you, I actually separated it in a way where it's like, that does not make XQC bad because his opinion has been the same from the start.
Yeah.
Just like my opinion has been the same from the start.
I just feel like I just feel like since you're not the vision, you don't understand it, right? Is that you don't say things like, oh, like it's about my dignity and whatever about your thing. It's because when you say, oh, for me, moral ethic, for me, dignity, and then for him, blah blah blah. It by implication, it's kind of like shots fired that I don't have those things. That's just kind of how it is. Like by default, it's how you're gonna sound.
It takes him forever to get to his point, but
yeah.
I
I already know where he's going with it.
Yeah.
So honestly, I don't need to watch the rest of it, but I understand exactly what he's saying. Like, you're implying that I don't have morals or ethics because you do, or not because you do, but because I am doing this and you're not doing it. So
I feel like, and XQC brings it up in a this is from a stream that's like 4 hours long. I think he talks to Pokimane and Hassan for over an hour, but he brings it up later that what was I gonna say? That this is a lose-lose situation. Like, no matter how he tries to defend himself, it's kind of like he has to defend himself against Gamba bad. So gambling bad. Like, how are you supposed to, like, you're always gonna look like shit if you're like trying to defend against the Gamba bad position. So
yeah,
it's a little unfair.
It is what it is.
We don't have to watch the rest of this, but I think that's all we have to cover for. That's all we have to cover for the kick portion. We'll follow up tomorrow with the submarine submarine portion and
a few other topics, a couple gaming topics.
Gaming topics, okay, sounds good. So our next topic is a very big topic. It's the potential Russian coup that was going on. Now, it does seem like it is over, but I still want to go over like all the stuff that was happening. Pretty crazy stuff, and interesting what it might do to Putin's position in Russia. So let me pull up the Google, whatever. And set up. Yes, it is. Okay. All right. You want me to read this?
Yeah.
Latest coup updates. So this is the start of what was going on. Putin speaks, Prigozhin responds. Hold on. Let me try to give somewhat of a background first. So, background for this, I'm not exactly sure what happened, but there is a mercenary group called the Wagner Group, and they felt like they got fucked over. They started making a bunch of claims about the Russian invasion into Ukraine, said that Putin or the Russian government was invading for the reasons that were not stated. I guess we could also pull up that video in a little bit. I don't know. I'd have to find it though. And so this mercenary group felt like they got screwed over and felt that the Russian military was ineffective. So they decided to make a march onto Moscow, and were driving their tanks. They shot down a helicopter, and there was a couple of skirmishes. Not really sure what's going on, but that's what we know so far. Also, apparently the Prigozhin guy is friends with Putin or knew Putin, so that's all the background for this.
So the background that I got on that guy, the guy that knows Putin, so he somehow in some way got a contract to feed the Russian government. He was making like, or not the Russian government, the Russian military.
Okay.
And he was making like $1.2 billion a year to do that. Now, I don't know if him specifically or if it was the company. Obviously, it was most likely his company was being paid $1.2 billion a year.
Food supplies?
To literally just to feed the military. So from what I understand is he's actually a lot more powerful than a lot of people think.
Yeah.
And he's the one that started the private military group.
Yeah, so, I did hear about that.
Yeah, so he actually, in my opinion, he's one of the stronger financially. He's one of the strongest people in
he's essentially a Russian elite. Like he has power in Russia.
So I can see this going in a few different directions, but let's give him the rest of this info here.
Okay. All right. Latest coup updates. Putin speaks, Prigozhin responds. Heavy clashes begin near Moscow. Putin finally made a speech in which he mentioned treason and mutiny twice, talked about Russia fighting hard for its future, labeled the events as an internal mutiny and a stab in the back, mentioned Wagner, and said he is doing anything I can to repel this attack. Wagner's chief and the leader of the coup, Yevgeny, I have no idea how to say that, Prigozhin, replied that Putin made the wrong choice and soon Russia will have a new president. Wait, he actually said that? I did not hear about that. We've had confirmed reports from multiple sources that Wagner's forces, possibly defected members of the Russian military heading to Moscow. We have also received reports of the Russian airfare conducting strikes on the Wagner forces. A military warplane, the equivalent of U.S. Air Force One, is heading from UFA, known for Russia's nuclear bunkers, to Moscow. Interesting.
That is very interesting. I wonder if they added that little, just to be like, nuclear.
Yeah, it might be a nuclear threat. I don't think so.
Bro, when it comes to war, everybody wants to talk nukes. So
yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. It's in no one's interest to do that, but well, we'll see, I guess. A Telegram group run by senior members of Wagner mentioned that the trigger for a civil war was pulled by Putin. Okay. Reports are emerging. Yeah, very interesting. I wonder what that means, if we'll even find out anything about that.
But you see how they like add those little like they they emphasize civil war. Like, they want you to think that a war is coming.
This guy could be pushing an agenda, sure.
Exactly.
All right. Reports are emerging of the Russian National Guard heading to fight or join Wagner in Rostov. Local sources claim that a warplane, likely a transport aircraft, was shot down over Voronezh a short while ago. Details unclear and claims are not verified. If true, this is likely Wagner shooting down a Russian warplane. I think that might be the helicopter that we see later.
Yeah.
The above info was confirmed by various sources and analyzed by experts currently speaking live in the ongoing spaces. So this guy, Mario Nafel, has held a whole bunch of Twitter spaces talking about the supposed Russian or civil war, and apparently there's some sketchy stuff about him, but I never really found anything. I mean, I didn't look too hard. I just saw one tweet about him being a sketchy individual, so I don't know how true that is. But I mean, if he's pushing an agenda, there you go.
Then he wants war. Well, he wants to push war.
I guess we can. Ooh, this is 5 minutes. Do you want to watch some of this?
Some of it, speaking? Definitely not all of it. Some of it, though.
Okay.
So presidential.
Lower this.
Обращаюсь к гражданам России,
к
личному составу вооруженных сил, правоохранительных органов и специальных служб, к бойцам и командирам, которые сейчас сражаются на своих боевых позициях, отбивают атаки противника. Делают это героически, зная сегодня. Обращаюсь к гражданам России, к личному составу вооруженных сил, правоохранительных органов и специальных служб, к бойцам и командирам, которые сейчас сражаются на своих боевых позициях.
I did not realize this is what Putin sounded like, if I'm being honest.
I actually don't even think I've ever heard him speak before this, if I'm being completely honest with you.
I've seen like clips of what he was talking about, but I don't think I've ever actually heard his voice.
Отбивают атаки противника. Делают это героически, зная, сегодня еще раз ночью говорил с командующими всех направлений. Обращаюсь и к тем, кого обманом или угрозами втянули в преступную авантюру, толкнули на путь тяжкого преступления, вооруженного мятежа. Россия сегодня ведет тяжелейшую борьбу за свое будущее, отражает агрессию неонацистов и их хозяев.
Yeah, if you don't know this, they're painting the Ukrainians as neo-Nazis.
Of course they are.
And apparently, I saw this. That Prigozhin guy has like the SS tattoo on his freaking like shoulder, like around here. He's got like Hitler, well, not Hitler. He's got like Nazi symbols like tatted on his chest and shit. It's weird.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I saw it somewhere. I don't know. Maybe I can pull it up, but it was just very strange to see.
That is strange.
Против нас направлена фактически вся военная, экономическая, информационная машина Запада. Мы боремся за жизнь и безопасность наших людей, за наш суверенитет и независимость, за право быть и оставаться Россией, государством с тысячелетней историей. Эта битва, когда решается судьба нашего народа, требует единения всех сил, единства, консолидации и ответственности, когда в сторону должно быть...
I mean, the Russians have endured a lot of shit. Like, the monarchies were shit. The USSR was shit. This guy is shit. Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, Putin's like the most non-shit person they've had.
So, he's on his way to being up there, though.
Yeah.
Брошено все, что ослабляет нас. Любые распри, которыми могут воспользоваться и пользуются наши внешние враги, чтобы подорвать нас изнутри. И потому действия, которые раскалывают наше единство, это, по сути, отступничество от своего народа, от боевых товарищей, которые сражаются сейчас на фронте. Это удар в спину нашей стране и нашему народу. И именно такой удар был нанесен по России в 1917 году, когда страна вела Первую мировую войну. Но победу у нее украли.
Oh, I mean, he probably is, for sure. But, I mean, I think he's doing pretty well for speech-wise.
Yeah, but it seems scripted. Seems like he's going Biden on us.
I mean, I don't think he has dementia. Well, you know what's funny is a lot of people say that they think Putin has like some sort of mental disorder. I mean, I haven't seen too many Putin clips, but I don't think that's the case. Like,
I also saw that somewhere someone said Putin had cancer.
Yeah.
I don't know how true that is, but
I think people just make up shit just because they want him out.
I mean, he doesn't really look like he has cancer, but then again, who knows what they do to make up and make him look normal.
Fucking, powder him up, get him looking like he's alive still.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what they do with Biden, so.
Well, dude, I also saw this, that Putin puts like 3-inch spacers in his shoes to make him look taller than he is, because I guess he's only like 5'5".
I mean, he's actually really short. I'd believe that. I bet a lot of leaders would do that.
Yeah,
because you want to see more imposing when you're, especially if you're like in more of like a dictatorship. You want to be as imposing as possible.
Yeah. One of our presidents actually used to be in a wheelchair. Who was that?
FDR.
FDR, yeah, and he pulled himself up to the podium. They would already have him standing there before everybody got in, so they didn't see him get up for the wheelchair. I think that was FDR.
Yeah.
Интриги, склоки, политиканство за спиной армии и народа обернулись величайшим потрясением, разрушением армии и распадом государства, утратой громадных территорий. В итоге трагедии гражданской войны. Русские убивали русских, братьев. А корыстную выгоду извлекали разного рода политические авантюристы, да зарубежные силы, которые делили страну, рвали ее на части.
They're talking about the Russian Revolution that led into the USSR, I believe.
Мы не дадим этому повториться. Защитим и наш народ, и нашу государственность от любых угроз. В том числе от внутреннего предательства. А то, с чем мы столкнулись, это именно предательство. Непомерные амбиции и личные интересы привели к измене. К измене и своей стране, и своему народу, и тому делу, за которое бок о бок с другими нашими частями и подразделениями сражались и погибали бойцы и командиры группы «Вагнер». Герои, которые освобождали Солидар и Артемовск, города и поселки Донбасса, сражались и отдавали свои жизни за Новороссию, за единство русского мира. Их имя и славу тоже предали те, кто пытается организовать мятеж, толкает страну к анархии и братоубийству, к поражению в конечном итоге и к капитуляции. Повторю, любая внутренняя смута – смертельная угроза для нашей государственности, для нас, как нации. Это удар по России, по нашему народу. И наши действия по защите Отечества от такой угрозы будут жесткие. Все...
He's basically saying we will fuck your shit up, bro.
Literally.
Do you want to finish this? There's a minute 40 left.
Yeah, we can. Let's finish it.
Кто сознательно встал на путь предательства, кто готовил вооруженный мятеж, встал на путь шантажа и террористических методов, понесут неименуемое наказание. Ответят и перед законом, и перед нашим народом. Вооруженные силы и другие государственные органы получили необходимые приказы. Дополнительные меры антитеррористического характера вводятся сейчас в Москве, Московской области, ряде других регионов. Будут также предприняты решительные действия по стабилизации ситуации в Ростове-на-Дону. Она остается сложной. Фактически заблокирована работа органов гражданского и военного управления. Как президент России и верховный главнокомандующий, как гражданин России сделаю все, чтобы отстоять страну, защитить конституционный строй, жизни и безопасности, свободу граждан. Тот, кто организовал и готовил военный мятеж, кто поднял оружие на боевых товарищей, предали Россию и ответят за это. А тех, кого пытаются втянуть в это преступление, призываю не совершать роковую и трагическую, неповторимую ошибку. Сделать единственно правильный выбор – прекратить участие в преступных действиях. Верю, что мы сбережем и отстоим то, что дорого и свято для нас. И вместе с нашей Родиной мы одолеем любые испытания, станем еще сильнее.
I mean, that's a pretty good speech. I'm not gonna lie.
It is a good speech. I want to know who wrote it for
him. Pretty good speech. I bet a lot of the Russians like that speech. Keeping the Russian state together, but fuck, dude. I mean, at the start of this, it was looking pretty rough.
Pretty bad, yeah.
So what is the next thing here? Oh, okay. So Putin leaves Moscow. Now, that sounds bad. Like if your political leader is leaving Moscow,
that sounds pretty bad, yeah. And
doesn't look good.
As the convoy is heading there, also, he's leaving as soon as they're. Yeah, that doesn't look.
Yeah, it definitely weakens or makes Putin feel or seem a lot more weak in leading Russia right now.
Yeah, for sure.
And who knows what that might entail in the future, because another coup might actually happen again soon. Who knows? Putin reportedly leaves Moscow. Machine gun positions around Moscow. Wagner convoy heads to Moscow. As the coup continues, here's the latest updates from our various sources live on the ongoing Twitter space. Worries of the Russian nuclear warheads moved to Belarus weeks ago. So they were moving the warheads, it sounds like?
Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's good that they're moving them. I'm not entirely certain that if what do I want to call them? These military guys, if they took power, would use the nukes, but I probably wouldn't want to risk that either.
Right.
Wagner forces continue their advance to Moscow with limited strikes by the Russian Air Force. Reports of Putin and other officials leaving Moscow and heading to St. Petersburg based on the movement of military VIP aircrafts. TASS, which is government-controlled media outlet, reported that Putin is headed to St. Petersburg, but Putin's press secretary refuted those reports. It is very unusual and rare to see such a disconnect between TASS and the Kremlin. Interesting. So the government-controlled media outlet is reporting news different than what the press secretary said.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. That
doesn't They need to get their story straight.
Yeah. Where's
the government controlled versus the other government controlled?
Yeah.
Let's change the story to confuse everybody.
Yeah, it seems like their political stuff is in disarray at this moment.
Well, I mean, it's been in disarray for thousands of years, so.
Well, I mean, as if you look at the USSR, they had everything lined out what you're gonna say. If you go against us, we'll fucking kill you, basically.
Yeah, that's true.
If they're fucking up here of this small bit of information, then that doesn't look good. You're all right over there?
Yawn number 7,000. We're good.
This is this guy's thoughts. This is a military coup. We can no longer dispute this. And the things are moving very rapidly and are not looking good for Putin. We are seeing limited military clashes, showing likely defections among Russian forces. That doesn't look good.
No.
If your Russian military is defecting to the Wagner group, that does not look good at all.
Yeah.
Almost everything right now can't be verified and should be taken with a grain of salt. Yes. So
of course.
There's no way they have any of the ground information for this, so we have to be very careful. Like, we're not sure what exactly is going on, so don't take our word for what's going on or what this guy
what's being
said.
read. Yeah. Don't we're obviously on the same level of information as anybody that's watching this, so
yeah. We're finding a lot of this out right now. So.
Exactly. Most of this, 90% of this for me. So
yeah. All right. So I think this is where the scuffle happened. So the Wagner group did take down a Russian helicopter.
So we literally have a civil war, basically.
I wouldn't say civil war, but there's definitely shit going down.
I guess okay.
Well, it hasn't grown into a civil war yet. Right now,
it's heading there.
Yeah, it's if this continued, and if more people started joining the Wagner group, and the Wagner group kept pushing, then we might be seeing what could potentially be a civil war. But as of right now, it does not seem like that. Not yet. Not to that extent.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, when you have, that'd be like, a group here shooting down a military plane.
Yeah.
Or helicopter, not plane, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, it would have to. So, for it to be a coup, it would have to be one of our own military members.
Yeah.
If it was a random person, which I don't know how they would get anything to shoot our stuff down, our first thought would probably be like, oh, it's just a terrorist. Like,
right.
It's not like it's not going to be like Civil War where half the people in the United States are arming up against the military or anything.
Yeah.
All right. And let's go on to the next little scuffle here.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, let me...
Is that a bridge?
Yeah. So, this is the Wagner group, I believe.
Wait, is that a bridge or is that just a road? I'm confused. Like, I can't tell if that's water.
No, it's just a bridge. There's another thing going across it here. This seems like land.
Yeah.
So it's not a bridge.
Okay.
Or at least it doesn't seem like it. So this is a Wagner convoy.
Okay.
And this is the U.S., the Russian government blasting them.
Okay.
Boom.
God.
Surprised they didn't shoot another one. Maybe they were just trying to tell them to back the fuck off.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. Russian Air Force targeting a convoy of Wagner equipment on the M4 highway in the Voronezh region this morning. So, yeah. I mean, shit is going down. Now, this is Rostov. This is where the Wagner group, they're occupying the city, essentially. I mean, that is what they're doing, is occupying the city, clearing it out of any Russian military forces. But I'm not sure if there's been actual, like, shooting or anything. So tell me if you think this looks weird. One more pulemietчик. Oop, let me turn that down just a little bit.
Вон вам пулеметчики, здравствуйте. Я хуею, ребята, блядь, это пизда. Это пизда. Как будто в кино, я хуею. Вот там красные это Минобороны. Белые вот это вагнера. И вот вагнера сидят. Шмель ебать. Вон вам пулеметчики, здравствуйте.
What, bro? I'll be home so fast. No, but it must be like absolutely terrifying to be in a war-torn country. Like I couldn't even imagine being in Ukraine. Like honestly, like
yeah. Well, I mean, getting bombs dropped on you every other day.
I pray, like I honestly pray for all those people, honestly, because I couldn't even imagine what it's like. I don't even want to imagine what it's like. Like, those people are so strong for like staying and fighting. Like I can't. I have so much respect for that.
Definitely lots of death and hopefully lots of heroism going on the Ukraine side. I mean, it sucks for both the Russian military guys because, I mean, they're just invading because that's what they're being told to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the Ukrainians, I mean, obviously they're defending their country. So,
right.
Hopefully this shit all stops, but it won't, sadly.
Yeah, it's gone too far at this point.
All right. Okay, so now we're getting into the discussions with Prigozhin and Putin and calling it done. The coup is over.
Okay.
Prigozhin says it's over. They are going to dismantle the PMC Wagner. We came out on June 23rd, to the March of Justice. In a day, we walked to nearly 200 kilometers away from Moscow. In this time, we did not spill a single drop of blood of our fighters. Now, the moment has come when blood may spill. That's why, understanding the responsibility for spilling Russian blood on one of the sides, we are turning back our convoys and going back to the field camps according to the plan. So
they already planned this, huh?
I guess so. So
that's interesting.
No one's gonna take the Wagner seriously now, right down here.
But I'm taking them pretty serious.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were more trying to like threaten. They weren't trying to like actually do a coup and overthrow Putin. They were trying to be like, you guys need to get your fucking shit together and pay
pretty
attention.
Much just letting them to know that like, hey, we're here.
Yeah.
And we're not afraid. But they should be afraid because obviously as a private military group, you do not have as much power as
the actual Russian military.
Right. So they should be a little, they honestly, they're just threatening, trying to show them like there are some of us out here who don't agree with what you're doing and we'll show you. I don't know. I think a lot of the things that are going on are directly to do with who's in power. So hopefully that changes.
Well, I don't know, because like, who's gonna take Putin's mantle? Is it gonna be some other like way worse guy? So I don't know. Don't know what's gonna happen. Stalin Jr. We'll see.
Imagine.
I think something else is going to happen because of this. I really do.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you.
And apparently this is them getting ready to head home. Says, boys, let's head up and go home. I'll just, like, it looks like a bunch of civilians are in here.
Mm-hmm.
Flash the The civilians are just hanging out with them.
I know, literally. Imagine just being out there on the street, bro. I couldn't.
Just pulling out.
Couldn't imagine.
And then, okay, so this is the last thing, which I don't know if you have any thoughts on this or what. U.S. and Western officials have stated that the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin, alongside the Ministry of Defense, most likely knew that Yevgeny Prigozhin and other Wagner commanders were planning something at least 48 hours in advance due to the transfer of heavy weapons and the massing of ammunitions near the border of the Rostov region. However, it is unknown why nothing was done until the coup has actually begun.
48 hours is a long time.
Yeah, I think could probably say that they were just waiting for like confirmation of what they were gonna do. But I mean, I'm not really sure. Like people are saying, which I think is ridiculous. People were saying that they think Putin set it up basically, but I don't know why Putin would weaken his presidential position in Russia.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense.
So I don't know. I mean, it could have just been incompetence. What do you think?
Anything they do is incompetent. So I mean, probably.
Do you want me to try to find that picture of the Wagner leader?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, let me see. Wagner leader. SS. Yeah, this guy. Has these symbols.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Very
He has those
interesting.
tattooed like
Yeah.
on his traps, bro. What is this? That's insane.
So,
That's crazy.
I don't know what that's all about, but sure.
He's trying to take selfies to prove it too. He's like, best see that. I want you to see it. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's got his shirt off. He's literally flexing him.
Flexing on him.
Don't know
flexing
if this.
on him.
I mean, this could be a fake picture. I don't know, but just interesting if it is real.
Yeah, it is interesting.
All right. So, do you want to talk about the?
Yeah, we're diving in to the next topic here.
Oh yeah, we're diving in.
All right. No pun intended.
No pun intended.
That was messed up. That was so messed up. I thought of that joke like right as I said it. I was like, I can pun this real quick. That was not funny though. That was not punny. That was very messed up.
It was a little
Let's
funny.
dive right into it.
All right. If you guys don't know what we're talking about the submarine, the OceanGate stuff. And yeah, so OceanGate stuff seems really sketchy. There's a lot of weird stuff that was going on with that. The CEO, what's his name? Do you know? Off the top of your head?
Oh, I forget.
The CEO was caught saying a lot of sketchy things about the submarine, and it did not seem safe at all. So
let's address him by his name. I don't want.
Okay.
Let me find it real quick.
The CEO's name is Stockton Rush. He got caught doing a whole bunch of sketchy things, cutting corners, and a lot of people made a big deal about his Logitech gaming controller that he was using to pilot the OceanGate submarine, the submersible.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't see how that could be. Like, I think they made more of a deal about it than they had to. Like, how much of that, like, would it have changed anything? You know what I mean? Would it still have imploded? regardless of what they use to steer it. Like, yes, it does seem cheap because especially they're showing that the controller is only $30, so obviously they cheaped out. But I mean, does that actually affect the you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean,
did it do anything? Like, if they had a normal sub steering, whatever, I don't even know what they would use, but if they had a normal
like steering
mechanism, then you know what I mean? We wouldn't even be talking about that. We would just because it's a Logitech controller. Now everybody's freaking out. Like,
I think it's more funny, honestly, that he's using a Logitech controller. Now, it is kind of weird that he's using a controller that is wireless, because what if it dies and you're in the fucking submersible? Do you have a backup controller or what?
I mean, I would hope so.
I would hope so too.
But the thing that people don't look into, and I haven't even looked into it, that's how I know people don't. Like, what was this? There's obviously a purpose for that controller. He had some sort of system that worked with that controller.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that it's safe. I'm not saying that it's not safe. I'm just saying he obviously knew that would work. And in my honest opinion, I think they use that because that's all they had room for. Because as you may have heard, they were all sitting. You have to sit in that thing, and you're pretty much like side by side. Yeah, you're like side by side. There's not really much movement.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they also had a shitter in there, so that's pretty sick.
And that's what I'm saying. So like, if you know what I'm saying, there's just not enough room for everything. So they found a way to use that, and I mean, they had multiple successful trips. Actually, the writer of The Simpsons literally said that he went on 3 trips on this same sub with the CEO, and 2 out of the 3 trips they went and saw the submarine.
Yeah.
So they had successful trips. Now, and again, I'm not trying to like say that everything they did was safe, and you know they should have definitely changed things, but I'm just saying this thing has been successful. So
yeah, but
I don't think you should blame the controller is what I'm saying. I don't think the controller was the
controller.
Issue.
The controller is not the issue.
I think the actual sub was the issue.
I do see. So I saw there's an issue with how these are mounted on here.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that they use to construct the outside of this, we'll go into it later in one of the articles where he cut corners doing shit. But these are wall mounted into the that doesn't seem good.
I was thinking that actually when I saw that picture, I'm like, should you really be having like holes? You know what I mean? Like that's sealed,
mounting it onto the wall.
Yeah, that's a little sketchy. I mean, I guess the actual screw is kind of sealing it, but not really, because you can still like.
Well, I think it's weakening whatever material that's supposed to actually keep the pressure inside.
It's weakening, but also I feel like it could leak. So I don't know. It's that doesn't seem very
well
safe.
if it could leak, then they're really fucked.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's definitely sketchy.
Because if that shit leaking, there is no way this thing would hold up.
Yeah. And who knows? Maybe that's what happened.
Yeah. So there was a whole bunch of like theories on what was going on. Obviously, they were searching for a while, and they thought that they could be retrievable. They thought maybe they were stuck down there. They got caught on something or whatever. And that didn't happen. They weren't stuck down there for 5 days?
Yeah, something like
or
that.
4 or 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
I could not imagine being stuck in a tube with 5 other people with 1 shitter and no food. at the bottom of the fucking ocean. Like, that would be scary as shit.
Yeah, it would be scary as hell, especially because it gets freezing too. Like, I read this article that said that the temperatures at night would get down to like 30 degrees or something like that. So they had like high chances for hypothermia and everything. So
really?
Yeah.
There's like it doesn't maintain heat in there?
Well, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean,
well, I guess if it shuts off, then it probably.
Oh, if it was off, right? It was off. There's nothing they could do. Imagine if the controller just batteries died. Then what are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let me click
I was
on
being
this.
sarcastic.
Oh, wait, say it again.
I said maybe the controller batteries died. I don't know.
Let's click on this next article. So, search day 4. There was debris was found off the bow of the sunken Titanic, officials said. So I think they initially thought this debris could have been like the deployable, like whatever thing that they used to like lift it up out of the water, like emergency thing. And I guess that wasn't the case. I guess this is different. This was the other debris that was found. So all 5 people aboard the Titan submersible are believed to be dead, and debris discovered in the search area was consistent with a catastrophic implosion, the U.S. Coast Guard said. The debris was found off the bow of the sunken Titanic, officials said. The search for the Titan, which went missing Sunday after it embarked on a mission to survey the wreckage of the Titanic, had been focused on an area where Canadian aircraft detected underwater noises Tuesday and again yesterday. So I want to briefly mention this because a whole lot of people were saying on Twitter, and it was pissing me off because they were basically saying, well, the U.S. government already knew that they were dead, so why are they trying to save a bunch of rich people who they already know are dead? Like, why are they wasting time and resources on this?
Yeah.
And it's like they didn't know. You don't know for sure what the fucking noise are. Like,
right.
They even stated that there's random noises in the ocean all the fucking time. Like, one of the most terrifying noises that happen. Have you ever heard of the bloop? Like, no one knows what the fuck that was.
I don't think I have heard that, actually. What is that?
It's basically, it's hypothesized that there was a cracking of a glacier or something, and it's scary because of the absolute magnitude that it would take to cause the sound that was on there. But it literally sounds like bloop, like something dropping into the water. And it's like recorded super fast. It's
interesting.
Yeah, so they have no idea what that is, but there's been other.
I heard, and again, this is all like word of mouth, like we don't really know, but apparently there was like knocking noises every 30 minutes to the second, which would mean like they were obviously like trying to get the attention. Well, at the time they thought they were trying to get the attention by doing every 30 minutes to the second. But it's like,
which, I mean, it would make sense because if they're knocking, trying to be like, hey, we're over here, like obviously they're trying to listen for sounds that are going on in the ocean.
Yeah.
And if they pick up random shit that's going on, I mean,
but
sucks for them.
That's odd that they would every 30 minutes to the exact second. That's like, I can't even, I don't know. Who knows what that was? They still don't know what that was.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that consistency, I mean, maybe it was something going on with the actual Titanic, but then if it's every 30 minutes, then who knows?
And to that exact second, too, I find that odd.
Yeah. So, U.S. Coast Guard officials had estimated the 5 passengers could run out of air before 7:10 a.m. ET today. Well, not today.
That was Thursday.
Thursday. And the location of the missing vessel had remained a mystery even as the search intensified. What to know about the search for the Titan? The debris found at the seafloor was consistent with... Okay. with a catastrophic implosion of the vessel, Coast Guard said today that a debris field had been found in the search area. The submersible disappeared Sunday during a mission to survey the wreckage of the Titanic, which is 900 nautical miles east of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Okay. I don't know how that's important. Is it just how long people would take to get there for another submersible or what? I don't understand why that's important. Want me to read it again?
No, the submersible disappeared Sunday during a mission to survey the wreckage.
Which is 900 nautical miles east of Cape Cod, Massachusetts. So I'm just wondering why they added that tidbit. Probably because it's just how long it would take someone another submersible to get out there.
Probably just like just as like a time frame note.
Yeah. A sound consistent with an implosion was heard Sunday, shortly after the submersible lost communications. The NBC News. Senior. Fix your fucking article here.
Senior.
A senior U.S. Navy official said the sound was not definitive. The official said, "God, why do they write it like this?" Oh well. Those on board have been identified as Stockton Rush, the CEO of OceanGate Expeditions, the company behind the mission, British billionaire Hamish Harding, the owner of Action Aviation, French dive expert Paul Henry. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that.
Nargalet.
Yeah. And prominent Pakistani businessman Shahzada Dawood and his son Sulman. I botched those. Now, what's really sad is the son is 19. And we'll go over it, but apparently he did not want to be on the submarine. But let's get into some more of the sketchy stuff that was going on with the Titan sub.
Yeah, so apparently that 19-year-old told his aunt before they left that he was actually only going because it was like a Father's Day gift.
Yeah.
And he knew that his dad really wanted to go, so that's why he went.
Yeah, I mean, it really sucks that the whole reason why he went was just to like have a bond with his dad and stuff, so that really sucks. And anyone who's like celebrating his death or celebrating the death of all these people in here, I mean it's so fucked up. I've seen so many people on Twitter.
I know.
It's pretty disgusting.
Just people who are hating on people because they have more money than they do. That's all it is.
Yeah. All right. So Titan sub CEO dismissed safety warnings as baseless cries. Email show.
Well, let me say something real quick before.
Yeah.
Everybody that hates on other people who have more money, you have the wrong mindset.
Yeah.
That's just plain and simple. Seeing people be successful should not make you hate. It should make you hungry. Like, that bothers me so much. Like, I don't understand how people have that mindset. Like, oh, they paid $250,000 to get on that submarine. Who cares? It's like, because they can.
Yeah.
Like, don't hate on the fact that they did it.
Yeah. I see. My big problem is just like, people don't understand why people would pay that much to go see that Titanic. Well, because it's a historical event. Like if I could see the Titanic in person and could have guaranteed safety during the trip, I'd be like, fuck yeah. Like, that would be so cool. Like, that would be so fucking interesting to be able to see like a historic vessel like that. I mean, that same thing goes with that, the Virgin Galactic people who are gonna take people for like space rides. Like, that's sick. That's like fucking insane.
Well, not that we have to get into this right now, but the future is space. Like, I don't think a lot of people realize that. Like, they are literally going to have space hotels.
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to go in orbit and literally stay in a hotel. Like, that's insane. Like we don't have to get into that right now, but that's like crazy. Like,
I mean, we probably won't see that in our lifetime, but I do. Just a side tangent. I do really hope we get to see the beginnings of like our big space expedition.
Yeah. I mean, we will. Elon has took to Twitter and pretty much said that we will go to Mars a lifetime. So that's cool. That's cool to know. But yeah, like I said, if your mindset is to hate on the people who have more money than you do, you're doing it all wrong.
The only person you should really hate in this situation is the fucking CEO.
Yeah, like honestly, cutting corners and
doing lots of sketchy things with the submarine. Yeah, I mean, I guess he does have a waiver that says you could potentially die like 5 different times.
It's on the first page 6 times. So I can only imagine out of that, there's probably a booklet. I can only on the first page it mentions death 6 times.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you're gonna be mad at anybody, be mad at the CEO, but definitely don't be mad at the people who are able to afford to go see one of the most historic events in
U.S. history.
All of I would say all of history in general.
I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, what do people think of? When all right, maybe I'm taking a little bit too far, but still, that's still a crazy event. Definitely
well,
one of the biggest U.S. events.
I mean, the world's largest vessel. I mean, cruise vessel at that point.
At that time, yeah. But yeah.
All right. Okay, so Titan sub CEO dismissed safety warnings as baseless cries, emails show. Warnings over the safety of OceanGate's Titan submersible were repeatedly dismissed by the CEO of the company. Email exchanges with a leading deep sea exploration specialist show. And I don't think I've seen this before. In messages seen by the BBC, Rob McCallum told OceanGate CEO Stockton Rush that he was potentially putting his clients at risk and urged him to stop using the sub until it had been certified by an independent agency. Mr. Rush responded that he was tired of industry players who try to use a safety argument to stop innovation. Okay. That sentiment is... I kind of agree with it, but... considering that you're taking other people with you, like if you're sacrificing your own life in the pursuit of innovation, like I can respect that. Like people have done a lot of dangerous things in the pursuit of innovation, and I definitely respect that. But if you get like a group of people killed because your so-called innovation is like defective and will end up killing them, like no, you need to beef up the safety standards of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
The tense exchange ended after OceanGate's lawyers threatened legal action, Mr. McCallum said. I think you are potentially placing yourself and your clients in a dangerous dynamic, he wrote to the OceanGate boss in March 2018. In your race to Titanic, you are mirroring the famous catch cry, she is unsinkable. Okay. In the messages, Mr. Rush, who was among 5 passengers who died when the Titan experienced what officials believe was a catastrophic implosion, on Sunday expresses frustration with the criticism of Titan's safety measures. We have heard the baseless cries of "you are going to kill someone" way too often, he wrote. I take this as a serious personal insult. Bro. Like, that's kind of fucked. Like, if you are legitimately potentially risking people, well, not even potentially, because we know that he risked other people's lives, like, your safety standards aren't fucking up to date, bro. Like, you need to bump those numbers up, bro. And he takes it as a personal insult. Like, how egotistical do you have to be to someone complaining about your safety measures? And he's like, well, no one's died so far, so don't insult me like that, bro.
It's like when somebody's a bad driver, they're like, Did you die?
Did you die? Yeah. Mr. McCallum told the BBC that he repeatedly urged the company to seek certification for the Titan before using it for commercial tours. The vessel was never certified or classed.
Of course it wasn't. It shouldn't even be legal at that point. I mean, now there's going to be regulations, but there should have been regulations before.
Yeah.
It definitely needs to be certified. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
I can't even drive a forklift without being certified. Come on now.
Until a sub is classed, tested, and proven, it should not be used for commercial deep dive operations. That I agree with. Like, if you are selling like rides for civilians to ride around in and shit, they need to be tested properly, and yeah, they should be certified. Like, this is safe for exploration uses for the public. You need a fucking disclaimer on there. I implore you to take every care in your testing and sea trials and to be very, very conservative, he's added. As much as I appreciate entrepreneurship and innovation, you are potentially putting an entire industry at risk.
That's an interesting take.
I mean,
people are definitely going to be...
He's not wrong.
Yeah, because people are definitely going to be more afraid of it now. So obviously, if nobody's buying, you can't sell.
Well,
so I mean,
we have to, like, let's put it in perspective real quick. Let me pull up how deep the Titanic is.
Like 12,000 feet. Oh, it's
13,000. So I want to show the comparison. I mean, I guess I can show depth scale. Is this better? I mean, I guess this works right here. I might even come back to this article. I'm not sure. Okay. So this is image in new tab. Can I zoom up on this? Okay. Okay. The deepest whale dive, all right, is 10,000 feet. The Titanic is chilling around 12,500 feet. Okay. And this isn't even where whales normally hang out. I'm pretty sure they hang out around, like, what was it? Like 6,000?
Yeah, I think it was like 6,000. Yeah.
Well, I have to go find the other one. But if you're in a submersible, like, a lot of this stuff, I don't know about a lot of stuff, but you're probably safe way up here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's just put it in perspective. Like, this is super, super deep. This is interesting. Deepest dive in a manned submarine is almost 36,000 feet. That's actually insane.
That is crazy.
Let me see if I can find a better one. Okay, do you want me to just read this one?
Yeah.
Okay. So, deepest recorded scuba dive is 336 meters. 500. Well, this is over 500. So this looks about 750 meters. Typical maximum military submarine depth is, yeah, it seems about 750. Probably a little less, like 650 or something like that. 1,000 meters, sunlight disappears. 1,280 meters, the depth loggerhead turtles can dive to. 1,800 meters, the depth elephant seals can hunt at. What are elephant seals?
I don't know.
3,000 meters, deepest recorded sperm whale dive. And then, what? Oh, this is in meters, duh. This isn't feet.
Yeah.
3,800 meters depth where Titanic rests. So
we can put feet on the left when we post the video.
Yeah. So I'm assuming most of these submarine dives are not going to be going like super, super deep. So I don't think you have to worry about being crushed as much.
Yeah.
Obviously. So I don't want people to, like, never get into like a submarine because I think that's gonna happen to them. I would like just ask what depth the submarine is capable of diving into. I mean, I guess it can always be dangerous because when you're in deep waters like this, obviously something could go wrong.
Anything can happen.
Yeah.
But see, that's the thing is like you risk your life every time you get into a car. You risk your life every time you even go outside, even going to sleep. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
like,
sitting still, your life is at constant.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you risk your life doing many different things. Like, this is, you risk your life when you get on an airplane. You risk your, like, literally anything that you do.
Yeah.
You're risking your life. So, like, honestly, the fact that people are, like, hating on the fact that it was all rich people. Like, okay.
Yeah.
What's the, like, cool. Like,
oh, I forgot to. Oops.
But it's kind of
did that again.
I want to compare it to kind of like range anxiety for people who don't want to get electric vehicles.
Yeah.
So they decide, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it home. But it's like in a gas car. You don't know if you're going to make it home either. So I don't know. It's kind of, like I said, it's for anything. That's when he said like for the whole industry. Possibly.
I mean, it makes sense because a lot of people are going to be scared off from like doing any like submarine stuff.
But imagine if they reported every single car accident that happened every day that someone died.
Yeah.
It would be thousands.
Yeah.
People just stop buying cars because they're scared. They don't want to get in cars. And
yeah, it's just you just have to be aware of what your actual risk level is.
Yeah.
So
this is obviously higher.
Yeah, well,
and they knew that going
way higher, like exponentially fucking higher. Well, the thing is though they didn't know. I don't think they knew the exact risks. Okay. And that's the biggest issue because the CEO cut corners, probably didn't inform them correctly of the risk that they are taking. Like, yes, it said like 5-6 times you may die on this, but I doubt that they knew that the submarine was not built according to industry standards.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not really their fault for not being able to understand the risk because the CEO essentially lied to them. So that's my biggest contention.
I mean, who knows? You know, we're not really going to know what the CEO said. We're not really going to know. I mean,
well, I'm sure there's probably some people who know what he was saying.
Yeah, but will that ever come out? I don't know.
Yeah.
But after being told time after time that you shouldn't be doing this and risking other people's lives and he still did it, that's a problem.
Yeah.
That I have a problem with.
Okay.
That'd be like saying like a car company puts out cars that aren't certified and don't have standards. And you got to sign a waiver to buy one that says at any time you could die.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like,
they do like waivers like that for skydiving and shit. Like, obviously if you're falling from, I don't know how many feet up in the air, like over 10,000 feet. I don't know how high up you go.
I don't know how they go either.
But you have to sign waivers for skydiving, and I'm pretty sure you have to sign waivers for what's the like bungee jumping?
Yeah, bungee jumping. Yeah.
So like,
bro, you got to sign waivers to go into laser tag. Come on, bro. You got to sign a waiver when you go karting.
Yeah.
Like, bro, there's a waiver for everything. I had to have my mom sign a waiver to let the school bring me to the zoo when I was like, come on now.
All right. Let me read what the CEO actually said. So, CEO and founder Stockton Rush once boasted about breaking some rules in order to build the Titan submersible. Rush made the fateful comments in a 2021 interview with Mexican travel blogger Alan Estrada. I think it was General MacArthur who said, "You're remembered for the rules you break," he said in the video interview. "You know, I've broken some rules to make this," the Titan, obviously. I think I've broken them with logic and good engineering behind me." One such rule he claimed to have broken was using carbon fiber and titanium for the materials used to construct the Taurus Titanic-bound deep-sea sub. Carbon fiber and titanium, there's a rule you don't do that. Well, I did. Like, how bad does that sound?
That sounds horrible.
It's picking...
Well, just for information's sake, look up what you should use.
Okay, yeah.
Because I don't know the exact...
Let's see. What materials should you use to build a submarine? High-strength alloyed steel is still the main material for submarines today, with 250 to 350 meters depth limit.
Okay, so now type in what material should you use to build a submarine to go to the Titanic. For depths.
I'll say for extreme depths. Okay.
Of course.
That didn't really work. What was the best material?
Okay, so carbon steel.
Carbon steel. See, what is the strongest material? HY80 is a high tensile, high yield strength, low alloy steel. It was developed for use in naval applications, specifically the development of pressure hulls for the U.S. nuclear submarine program, and is still currently used in many naval applications. It is valued for its strength to weight ratio.
See, that still doesn't really help me because even the military only go down like, I think it's like whatever 500 meters equals in feet. I don't know.
Let me look up deepest manned submersible.
36,000 feet.
Yeah.
That is insane.
And has also visited the Titanic before. Okay. So let's see. Hopefully it tells us what it's made out of. The vessel is primarily designed for observation instead of manipulating things on the seafloor, though it is capable of staying underwater for 8 hours and has an expansive floodlight system. Impressive. I mean, I guess you would need to, because you can't see shit down there. Alvin is currently owned by the United States Navy and operated by Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute in Massachusetts. That looks pretty sick. Dude, that would be so fucking scary.
That would, bro.
Need to see what it's made out of, buddies. Made out.
I saw cardboard, bro.
Cardboard.
Imagine. Right there. What is the deepest dive of some? Oh, never mind. Bad.
Yeah.
Put that wrong.
Let me see. Let me do. What is the deepest submersible? Or what is the deepest dive submersible made out of? Much of its bulk is taken up by buoyancy foam made of tiny glass spheres suspended in polymer resin. I don't think this helps us.
Type in what is the name of the deepest diving submersible, and then just look up
it up
that
on
name.
Wikipedia. Yeah. The Challenger Deep.
No, that's the deepest part of the ocean.
Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
You're pulling a J Styles right now, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, but that has gone.
Oh wait, this is Deep Sea Challenger. Okay.
Yeah, Deep Sea Challenger. So then just type in what is the Deep Sea Challenger made of?
Deep Sea Challenger. Hold on. I'm just gonna look it up. Wikipedia. Development. Created. Okay. Working in a small engineering workshop in Leichhardt, Sydney, Alum created new materials, including a specialized structural synthetic foam called IsoFloat, capable of withstanding the huge compressive forces at the 11-kilometer 6.8 depth. The new foam is unique, and that is more homogeneous and possesses greater uniform strength than other commercially available syntactic foam yet, with a specific density of about 0.7, will float in water. The foam is composed of very small hollow glass spheres suspended in epoxy resin and comprises about 70% of the submarine's volume. Huh.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. All right, well, there you go. That's what you have to make that shit out of.
No wonder it wasn't even available to him. That's why he didn't make it out of it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Okay, I guess we can talk about or I guess we already did talk about it. Let's just see if there's anything else added to it. Yep.
Right there. His aunt and that her brother had been fascinated with the Titanic since he was a boy, often watching film documentaries and seeking out the museum exhibits concerning the ocean liner,
which sank in 1912. She didn't say whether Suleiman shared his father's fascination, but indicated that the teenager told another family member that he wasn't eager, and allegedly even terrified to join his father on the June 18th submersible expedition, despite his father purchasing tickets for them both. Damn. I am thinking of Suleiman, who is 19 in there, just perhaps gasping for breath. Well, I guess the good thing is that they didn't suffer. They died almost immediately. So.
Yeah. That is the good thing. I mean, it's obviously not a good thing, but it's better than suffering.
Well, it's the better out. It's if you're guaranteed to die,
that's the best way.
It's the best way. Yep. So I'm thinking of someone who is 19 in there, just perhaps gasping for breath. Ozma told Outlet, "It's been crippling, to be honest." Yeah. Such a shame.
Mm-hmm.
In the days following the Titan's initial loss of contact with its support ship Sunday, search and rescue teams looked for the missing submersible for several days via air, sea, and remotely operated underwater vehicles, ROVs. On Thursday, Coast Guard officials briefed the media on an ORV's discovery of debris determined to belong to the Titan, indicating all 5 men on the sub had been lost. So, I think that's all we're going to get from this. Sadly.
Yeah.
Sucks. I really feel bad for the kid. I don't think just like everyone else on that submarine, I don't think they all really understood exactly how dangerous what they were doing is. And the fact that he didn't even want to be there on top of it.
Yeah, it makes it worse.
Makes it a lot worse. Yeah, so very, very sad event. And like I said before, please, if you're a Twitter dumbfuck, stop celebrating, please. It is definitely a tragedy and should not have happened. And the CEO is fucked for not being up to industry standards. So yeah. Did you? Because I do kind of still want to talk about it, but if you don't want to, then that's okay.
What's that?
I think it'll get you interested anyways. The Amazon employee basically shutting down another person's house.
Oh, I did see that, but yeah, we can talk about it real quick.
Okay. All right, so last story we're going to be talking about. Let me close out of these. The last story we're going to be talking about is apparently an Amazon user, had their house shut down because of a message misinterpreted as a racist remark. And Amazon decided to shut down all of his stuff in his house. He has a smart home, so like a lot of the things he was using belong to the Amazon, like Alexa shit. It's Alexa, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Alexa.
I think it's Alexa. Amazon shuts down customers' smart home devices after delivery driver's false racism claim.
Yeah.
Tough.
Pretty upsetting that a company is able to just shut down their services willy-nilly like this.
Insane. That's insane.
Amazon should definitely not have the power to do this.
They're gonna, bro. If this dude doesn't sue, he's dumb.
Yeah.
I would sue. He or she. I'm not sure if it's a male or female, but they should sue.
I think it is a guy. Let me.
Bro, he should get. He's gonna own the company by the time this is over.
Yeah. No company.
Yeah, it literally says it right there. It says Amazon shuts off a man's smart home.
Yeah. No company should be able to shut down major facilities of your house. Now, I mean, it's a smart home. I don't know if you had like in access to a lot of this stuff or like what happened exactly, but the fact that a company can just shut down their services, especially to like services that are vital to your home because it's a smart home, is insane. It's unbelievable that they have that amount of power over your house.
Well, it's honestly scary in general. Like, I know this is a little bit off topic, but people are scared that by, I think it's like 2025, most states are saying that we have to drive electric vehicles.
Yeah.
And this kind of ties into that. If they wanted to, they could literally just shut down the power grid and you no longer have your vehicle to drive.
Wow.
Because now you can't charge it.
Well, wait. What do you mean shut down the power grid? Doesn't the state's government run a lot of it?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like this is kind of like how they could do that. Like this here, like how are you able to shut somebody's house down?
Yeah.
Because of something they said. Like this is kind of like the same thing. Like people are scared that once we switch to electric vehicles, like they're basically saying that the government is trying to control us basically. Like if they don't want us to drive anywhere, they're just going to shut down the power grid and now you can't charge your vehicle.
Yeah, I doubt that would be possible because then they could just shut down the supplies to like the gas. No? Can't they shut down supplies to gas as well right now if they really wanted to?
I guess it's the same.
So I'm not too worried about that, if I'm being honest. If it was like, say it's a company and they have jurisdiction of like who they can supply or who they want to supply energy to, then I think, because Amazon's already kind of abusing their power there.
Well, how I'm trying to compare it, because I used a shit example. Well, it wasn't a shit example. What I'm trying to say is eventually all homes are going to be smart homes. Like there's going to come a time where you can't buy a house that doesn't have that smart home feature.
Yeah.
So basically, if they can do that now, is what I'm saying. Like, if anything ever happens, they could easily just shut everybody's house down. Because now, that's what I'm trying to compare it to. I should have said that to begin with.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying that's a better comparison. Yeah,
yeah, that's what I meant.
Because you imagine that as we progress and make better and better technology, a lot of this will be cheaper, and then a lot of these homes will probably be like built within like built-in smart systems.
Right. Just automatically, that's what you get. That's your standard home. It's kind of just like vehicles now. Like back then, you used to be able to get automatic windows or roll down windows where they're manual. You got to do it yourself. Now, I don't even know if there's cars left. I mean, there probably is that I don't know, but there's not not many vehicles left that have manual windows.
They're probably not being made anymore. There's still probably some out there, but
right. Well, yeah, of course there's still out there. But that's what I'm saying. I don't know. There might be that they still make, possibly, but all I'm trying to say is things just become standard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So eventually electric vehicles are going to become standard. Eventually smart homes will become standard.
I mean, I believe they will, like for electric vehicles, but I think the biggest hurdle for electric vehicles is finding a really good power source, like or a really good battery.
Yeah.
Like being able to charge really fast and being able to hold a large charge and all that stuff.
Not only that, but it has to become cheaper to replace.
Yeah, of course.
Right now, I mean, this is a whole different topic. Let's talk about this some other time, because I could literally talk for hours about it. So,
well, I kind of do want to bring up one thing. I was talking to my grandpa, and see, in California, there's still a lot of rural areas in California, and they're doing the whole mandate 2025.
Yeah.
The problem is there's a lot of rural areas where they're not connected to the actual fucking grid. So how are, like, if you're mandating everyone get electric vehicles, like how are they supposed to get their charge? They're gonna have to drive like an hour and a half. They're gonna have to. They're basically gonna.
The grid.
They're gonna have to save up their charge just to be able to get onto the grid. I saw images where people were charging their vehicle with. So they have a generator, and they were filling it with diesel. They were filling it with gasoline to be able to charge
it. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. So for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about, so the state of California, I believe, don't quote me on that, was the first state to implement that by 2025, every vehicle sold in the state of California, 100% has to be electric. So that doesn't mean that every state has to. There are states who have followed suit and are going to implement the same thing. But for example, you can go, let's just say New York doesn't implement that, which they are. I know for a fact they're going to. But let's just say, for example, hypothetically, New York doesn't do that. You can go to New York and purchase a car that is not electric and bring it back to California. But once every state mandates that, then you're kind of screwed. There's really no way around it. Now you have to buy electric vehicles no matter where you go. So that's what I'm trying to say, is eventually it will become standard.
Yeah.
So this is like scary to me. I'm not even going to lie, that they could literally just shut down his entire house. Like that is not, like that is 100% against the law, and it should be.
Yeah. I mean, the problem is like they have businesses reserve the right to like not give service to people. They have the right to refuse service to people. And the question is how far can this be taken? Like, I understand if you're at a gas station or you're at a restaurant and you're like, hey, I want to buy some food. And then you like, obviously you do something fucked up and they kick your ass out. I'm like, yeah, I don't want you fucking in here causing a ruckus, like scaring off my business. And I'm not serving you, so get the fuck out of here, right?
That's completely different. Yeah.
It's completely different when they're shutting down your own house where you live. Like, that's so vital to I mean, your own person, like being able to live in a house that's actually has like its faculties, like that's ridiculous that they could even shut that down.
Whoever made this decision to shut the house down should and most likely will be fired. Yeah. Because let's be completely honest.
Well, hopefully, you would hope, but who knows?
You would hope. But think about it being a false racism claim for a second. Yeah. It was false. Now, I don't know. I wasn't there. Obviously, I don't know the story. But if it was false and they didn't even go to that person or try to get a hold of that person to see what, was actually said, and they just decided, let's go to straight shutting this down, like, yeah. That just
let's get into this article because it addresses some of your your points. Okay, cool. Should we watch the video first?
Yeah, let's watch it.
All right. I mean, it's just shitty music that they put on there, but I'll turn up the volume. All right. Let me read this first. Amazon shut off a man's smart home devices for a week after a delivery driver falsely accused the customer of hurling a racist slur via a doorbell intercom. Okay. In a Medium post, Brandon Jackson, who is black, said he found himself digitally exiled by the company on May 25th. Wait, so is this the homeowner?
I'm guessing.
That's the only thing that makes sense. Okay. Less than 24 hours after an Amazon delivery driver dropped a package to his home and reported him for being racist. So that was that one. Jackson, an engineer at Microsoft, was quick... That's interesting. He worked at Microsoft.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Was quick to point out that none of his family members were actually home when the package was dropped off. So think about that, all right? No one's home. Now, I'll just play it. And upon reviewing his Ring footage and confirmed that the doorbell had issued an automated response, okay? Excuse me, can I help you? That's the automated response.
Yeah.
So no one even talked to him. To this guy who's claiming that something racist happened. Yeah. And this is all recorded because it's on a Ring doorbell. In a statement, an Amazon spokesperson confirmed the ordeal and said the company was working to prevent similar situations happening in the future. I mean, I hope so, but I heard a lot of this shit like that went down. It's crazy, bro. Okay, that's it.
Could you imagine being that person that made the decision to be like, yeah, just shut his whole house down? Just
I know.
Like,
I couldn't believe that.
What?
All right, listen to this. Amazon shut off a man's smart home devices for a week after a delivery driver falsely accused the customer of hurling a racial slur via a doorbell intercom. The tech giant confirmed Thursday. Brandon Jackson, who is black, said he found himself digitally exiled by the company. I don't want to reread this because it's in the thing. Let's skip this one. So the homeowner who detailed the saga in a Medium post said he was informed of the unwarranted lockout after contacting Amazon when he realized he couldn't interact with his smart home devices. So he's calling Amazon like, what the fuck is going on, bro? I was told that the driver who had delivered my package reported receiving racist remarks from my Ring doorbell, Jackson said. So they just said that back to him. They were like, so wait. Jackson, an engineer at Microsoft, was quick to point out flaws in that allegation, including that none of his family members were actually home when the package was dropped off. He then reviewed footage from the various surveillance cameras set up outside his home and confirmed no such racial slur was uttered. Instead, the Eufy doorbell had issued an automated response. Excuse me, can I help you? Jackson said. The driver, who was walking away and wearing headphones, must have misinterpreted the message. Nevertheless, by the following day, my Amazon account was locked and all my Echo devices were logged out.
Okay, so it's Echo, it's not Alexa.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Well, is it? I thought that's just the devices. Like the Echo is what you talk to, but it's Alexa's the system. No.
I don't know. Maybe. I have a Google Home, so I wouldn't know.
All right. Jackson insisted he supported Amazon taking extra. Don't support this behavior, okay? Taking extra precautions to protect delivery drivers. They need to confirm that this happened, number one.
Literally.
Number two, even if this did happen, that doesn't give them the right to shut down your fucking house. Okay.
Bro, Amazon paid him to say that. Don't even trip. Amazon paid him. Was like, we'll settle. We'll settle. 3 million. 3 million.
3 million. Drop a 3 million on you. 3 million bomber.
Don't put the story out. We'll pay off your house.
The question why he had to be locked out of his account for a week as an internal probe was carried out. You know they didn't give two shits, bro.
No, they didn't care.
They didn't give a shit.
They didn't lose any money. They didn't care.
Despite promptly submitting video evidence immediately upon learning of the issue. So not only did they lock him out for a week, he sent it out as soon as he realized his devices weren't working. So they still had him on lockdown for a whole week. After he submitted it. It's ridiculous.
That's not it, bro. That's not it. That's all I gotta say.
My account remained locked, he said. Despite numerous calls and emails, the homeowner said his account wasn't reinstated until May 31st. The incident has led me to question my relationship with Amazon. After nearly a decade of loyalty, I've been given a harsh reminder that a misunderstanding can lead to such drastic measures.
He said after my loyalty, like he doesn't work for Microsoft or something.
Yeah, true. Oh, he's probably an avid Amazon buyer, but I mean, I'm not like a fan of Amazon. I wouldn't get any of these devices because they they record your data and shit. Like,
yeah. Especially the Google Home. That's why I don't use mine, bro.
Yeah. You don't use it?
No, it literally is just sitting on my shelf unplugged.
I see. Dude, why is this? It's not unresponsive. There's okay.
That's a New York Post for you.
Yeah. It seems more reasonable to handle such issues in a more compartmentalized way, rather than a blanket shutdown of all services. In a statement, an Amazon spokesperson confirmed the ordeal and said the company was working to prevent similar situations from happening in the future. Yeah, that doesn't give me any sense of security at all.
No.
We work hard to provide customers with a great experience while also ensuring drivers who deliver Amazon packages feel safe, the spokesperson Simone Griffin said. In this case, we learned through our investigation that the customer did not act inappropriately, and we're working directly with the customer to resolve their concerns while also looking at ways to prevent a similar situation from happening again. I would fire everyone involved.
Literally, I would fire every single person that made somewhat of a decision to shut it down. Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. The driver, I'm not sure what his intent was, but I don't know how you
might be a schizo.
Schizo, maybe. I don't know how you misinterpret "excuse me, can I help you" for anything
while you have headphones on.
Yeah, even if you had headphones on, like it doesn't make any sense that you would mishear what was going. Like, I don't understand.
What did you hear? That was racial.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Bro, imagine being that petty. You're just like, oh, so you want to be racist, huh? Okay, let's see what Echo answers later when you get home.
Yeah,
like, come on now, bro. Like, that was hooked to like his home security and shit. Like, let's see how safe you feel while you're sleeping tonight. Like,
see, I would like to know how involved his smart home system is.
Because some of them are directly connected to the security system. Some of them are literally what you lock the... Well, actually, you can tell it to lock the door. I don't know if it's the only thing that can lock the door.
Yeah.
But a lot of them deal with like the temperature in the house.
The lights.
Pretty much. But again, are all these things you can still do. I don't know. I don't live in a smart home, but...
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing you can control them by them. I don't necessarily know if that's the only means of controlling them. I would hope not, because that would just
I would definitely hope not.
Yeah.
But even still, you should not be able to shut down services that are tied to the house just willy-nilly.
Yeah.
Like, I still stand by it. Even if the racism claim was true, I still don't think they should be able to shut down their house. Maybe they can like stop doing deliveries to their house, but I do not think you should be able to shut down their house. It seems like a very step
dramatic
over,
and especially if it's not confirmed.
Yeah.
Like if it was confirmed, it's still not okay, but it's more okay if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, if someone makes a random claim and you don't have any evidence for that claim, then why are you shutting down everything? Like, why are you taking such a big leap?
Yeah.
Like, the next step isn't, oh, let's just shut everything down. The next step is, let's investigate. Let's see what actually happened.
Right.
Like, maybe you contact the customer in question. Like, so our driver said this happened. Do you have any, like, thing to say about, like, any hints you could give us as to what was going on? And that's all they have to do. You don't take a fucking ginormous step to be like, shut him down, boys.
Yeah.
Lock his ass down. Like, I don't understand that thought process.
I don't either.
The racism was too great. The delivery driver, his entire life was ruined because of that incident.
God, some people, I don't know. It bothers me.
That dude went home and he was very, very upset for the rest of the day.
He cried himself to sleep that night.
Yeah.
So
he was shaking in his boots.
We decided we had to call in the troops to shut the whole operation down.
We gave him paid leave and we gave him a bonus. All right.
That's hilarious.
So should we wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so we had some interesting stories. We had some sad stories. We had a somewhat funny but scary story for a business to be able to do that. But yeah, we'll release another podcast next week. Remember, if you liked the podcast episode, like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.